Said I don't know if I've ever been good enough. I'm a little bit rusty and I think my head is caving in. And I don't know if I've ever been really loved. But hand that's touched me and I feel like something's got to give. And I'm a little bit angry. Well, this ain't over. No, not here, no. Not well, I still need you around. You don't own me. We might change, yeah. Yeah, we just might feel good. I wanna push you around. Well, I will. Well, I will. I wanna push you down. Well, I will. Well, I will. I wanna take you from ground down. I wanna take you from ground down. Yeah.
That's what it is.
No.
And get all the
Shaq,
icy hot he wants.
No, Shaq gets in car accidents on purpose because that's how he gets turned on. This is Crash. This is J.G. Ballard / David Cronenberg's Crash.
Oh.
I was riding my bike home from work, and I was listening to some music on my cellular telephone, and the song I was listening to referenced J.G. Ballard, and I almost got into a fucking car accident. I was almost like taken out.
That's a deep cut.
I was almost swiped. I know, you used it as a deep cut once in a very famous
We did a
Puffin
whole
sketch.
Puffin sketch about how I played J.G. Ballard and no one got it.
Yeah, exactly. And it was, the song was called Cult Boyfriend, about not everyone understands what's appealing about me, but and he compared himself to J.G. Ballard, Meet the Feebles.
I couldn't relate.
Meet the Feebles.
No, I'm very popular. I really.
My tastes are incredibly mainstream and accessible to all.
Like many men with multiple podcasts, I'm a feast at the dating scene.
Mm-hmm.
A feast.
Which I gotta say, I've said it before. I'll say it again. If I didn't have these podcasts, I would be way worse. I would be way less good to hang. I would have nowhere to get rid of this. I would have nowhere to exercise this.
You would just be no. There's a long-standing and very New York way to get these urges out, Kevin, and it's called screaming on the street corner.
There's too many people with that job already. The market's really saturated. It's a very
No, Kevin, you have to disrupt the streets, the corner screamer market.
The law of supply and demand is fucking completely out of whack as far as people screaming on the sidewalk goes. A lot of supply, not a lot of demand.
Low demand.
The market value on screaming on the street is actually very low. And as a you know, I gotta rise, I gotta grind, when I'm in my hustle grind set, I can't be wasting my time with what everyone else is doing. You know,
you chumps are goofy. You guys are absurd. I'm all in on screaming futures. This is gonna get big any day now.
I want to buy Screaming on the Corner at 18 shares for 4.5.
For 4.5, it's only gonna evaluate with time.
Absolutely.
You know,
exactly.
Those screaming shares are gonna put your fucking grandkids through college.
Exactly.
Through underwater climate change college.
Well, yeah, exactly. Through fish shepherding. Whale maintenance.
In the year 2055, everyone will be a scuba diver professionally.
Ooh.
That sounds good, actually.
Yeah.
Changing my tune on all this.
Yeah, where you take off your snorkel to kiss your wife goodbye, and as you pick up your briefcase and swim out the door.
Yeah. As I say, good morning, honey.
Oh, what is it? Okay, so what is it? The Flintstones are a caveman family. The Jetsons are a future family. What is the Hanna-Barbera?
Oh, Jabberjaw.
No. We're making one. What's like the
underwater
nuclear
climate
family
change
that lives under the sea is what we're talking about, Justin.
The affected by climate change family is a
Sea Lab 2020?
no, a new one.
No, we're making one
Oh,
up.
a new one.
A new family.
Justin, we're having fun. Improv with friends.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought we were reverse
You
engineering
dork-ass
the
fucking
snorks.
nerd.
No,
Actually, it's cubic.
Justin,
They
I wrote the
canceled
list
Hanna-
of famous Hanna-Barbera properties. You're not telling me anything I don't already know. We got to make
You were
a new
missing the
one.
Roman holidays, Vern.
They
Where were the
very,
huddles on your list?
They were very low on the list.
Where
They
was
were-
Cubic?
Where were the
I didn't
Hair
think-
Bear bunch?
I didn't think anyone needed to hear about Devlin. You know what I mean?
But everyone wanted to hear about Buford.
Buford.
I
I was
think-
just before you joined. I was just telling Kevin about the banana splits.
It's true. It's actually,
was-
this is a deeply Hanna-Barbera show. I think the underwater family is maybe called the Reefs. You got George
Ooh.
Reef, you got Wanda Reef.
Okay,
That's good.
okay.
That's good.
You got two kids, one of each, two genders.
And they've
Good.
got in the back of the house, like it's all underwater like SpongeBob, but in the back of the house they have like a hot tub and it's a whirlpool.
Cool.
That's fun.
And
Or it's a
and
hot air tub.
a hot air tub and like so in because this is the other thing. And the Flintstones, the saber-toothed tiger locks Fred out. In the Jetsons, Astro sees a space cat and starts running on the outside conveyor belt, and George Jetson gets cut on that.
Mm-hmm.
So in this one, it's like they either have a pet catfish or their pet dogfish gets distracted by a catfish.
Good.
And like it may be like George Reef gets stuck in the whirlpool, just spinning around and around and around. Wanda,
Vern, I love the fish pun thing, but if I may suggest, as the mischievous family pet, a seal.
Oh, of course.
Seal is good.
A
Yeah.
seal does tricks. A seal is beloved. They are just one of
Of
God's
course.
naturally funny animals.
Yeah, yeah.
They can,
still talk like this.
And like the kids, the school bus is a bunch of like yellow fish swimming in a pattern together, and it's a school of fish.
yes, it's a big yellow whale.
Yes, and they get picked. Yes, that's right. They get swallowed by a big like Jonah whale that's yellow, and that's all. I can't think of the kids' names. Like they're at the school of fish, George. We've got the day off, or
George
whatever
Reef.
it might be. George Reef.
Reef.
And no. George Reef is the dad, and Christopher Reef is the son.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh, shut up! You love it. You know.
But the
I
live
was-
studio audience for this cartoon thinks it's so funny.
That's fine.
you know?
I don't mind. I don't mind being.
No,
the Bill
I
Maher
think
of the
it's
group
funny
and
if there's a
yelling at
studi-
the audience.
I think it's funny if there's a studio audience and they're on board for the show. They love the show, but then Christopher Reef comes on and there's this like X-Pac heat from the studio audience. There's like you can't. They keep him on the show, but you can't hear what he's saying at all. He's always
George Reef, Christopher Reef has like 2017 Roman Reigns heat. Like, like
the audience just like
people want to kill him.
you can see that they're like projecting, trying to talk over the crowd, but you're hearing nothing. And he's like, he occupies like the wacky neighbor role. So there's just like a minute, 2.5 minutes of every episode where it's just the audience just like just reacting as if it's like Brett Harley Jarvis is on screen.
No. Oh yeah. So one of their neighbors is
And
like
they hate
a
him
wacky
because
neighbor. One of
and
their
they hate him
neighbors
because
needs to be
the
a
name.
military guy out of like a sunken submarine.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he's like he's the Squidward. He's the uptight neighbor.
Yeah, okay. And he's
a
got,
very traditional like Russian military sub guy. Your
Yeah, he's got-
reefs have to get in order.
Yeah, he's got a Russian accent, and he's a hard ass. Like the Reefs are like somehow under like an HOA, and it's called like Home Oceanographers Association or something like that. And their Russian submarine neighborhood is always just giving him a fucking hard time about everything.
It'd be a mixture of like Russian and like German, like U-boat.
Yes, yeah,
Just uptight European.
the writers don't care too much.
No.
They just, he's a wacky, angry foreigner neighbor.
Instead of medals, he has like a red starfish pinned to his coat all the time.
yes. And it's a living starfish, and he's like a muttley.
Well, yeah. Well, no, like what he does is like every time we'll call him the general. Every time the general wakes up, he like opens his metal case and just whistles, and all the little starfish like jump up and like pin themselves on his coat.
I love it. And there's like some episode where Wanda Reef tries to she realizes that she gets along with the general's wife, but George Reef doesn't get along with the general.
No,
and
they're too different.
And so they try to book a couple's date where they're seahorseback riding together. And of course the two girls get along perfectly, but the two fathers, so they're constantly yelling at each other. The general can ride a seahorse really well. George Reef is. And then, of course, whenever the Christopher Reeve cameo, and you just hear the audience just get that fucking shit off this fucking screen.
I would love to see people yell at Astro that way.
Yes.
That's who Christopher Reeve is. He is just that, just generic, toe-headed little boy.
Oh, you mean Elroy?
Oh, yeah, that's it, Elroy.
Yeah, Astro's the dog.
Yes, excuse me. But yeah, Christopher fills that niche, and just the audience fucking hates his guts. Just furious.
Just they become unhinged whenever he appears on screen.
Oh no, you can hear someone throw a chair in the studio audience.
It gets very, very rowdy, and somehow the writers are They shrug it off, they're like, no, this character will work. This character we'll win them over. Just give it time.
We've never had a character this funny before.
Exactly, he's a funnier character than we've had in a long time.
It's like poetry; it rhymes.
That Hanna-Barbera, he's a funnier character that Hanna-Barbera as an entity has had in a long time.
George Lungfish,
and then as a crossover special, the Fablemans show up in their submarine restaurant.
Oh, the underwater
in Steven Spielberg's Dive, his submarine themed Times Square restaurant.
The Fox Box Saturday morning cartoon of Steven Spielberg's dive of all of them having the restaurant together. Sammy Fableman, there's a pet monkey.
Right.
That's a sidekick.
They're
of that
always
show.
getting into hijinks.
Sammy and the pet just monkey. Like how the Jetsons met the Flintstones, the Reefs will meet the Fablemans.
Yes.
Yeah, like how the Harlem Globetrotters are on, Scooby-Doo. It's
Scooby-Doo.
The cast of The Abyss. James Cameron's The Abyss.
Yeah, so every once in a while they'll meet it's Amelia Earhart.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and she's in a sunken airplane.
Of course.
Well, it's our boys in blue from the Lusitania.
Yeah.
Yeah, James Cameron is a series regular. He shows up every season.
Davy Jones is a recurring antagonist.
Yeah, they have, but it's Davy Jones, and it's someone doing an impression of Davy Jones of the Monkees.
From the Monkees. Yeah.
But he is a pirate captain. He's the antagonist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad we're on the same page about what's
and
going
there's
on
got to
with
be,
Davy Jones.
just like how Don West appeared on What's New Scooby-Doo and all this stuff. One of the celebrity guests in one of the episodes has to be of course they say C-list celebrity, and it's SEA. And he's just and here I was thinking I was all washed up. They got to do all these underwater puns for this one character.
They have a harrowing crossover with Waterworld to help promote the movie.
Mm-hmm. It does look like shit. This is Dennis Hopper and his weird samurai Cyclops eye patch that he wears.
Kevin Costner's character teaches them the value of drinking their own piss.
Yeah, the whole I think we got us a hit on our hands.
We got a show, boys.
Yeah. I think we got us a hit, and with everyone has caught water fever with Avatar: The Way of Water. It's time for a reboot of the Reefs.
Must see TV. And again, it's SEA.
I'm really glad I've been rolling for the last 13 minutes. This is the good shit. I don't know if this is a post credits on, but I don't know what to do with this.
This is something.
Or is this
hey,
just
fellas? Here's something.
Here's something.
Here's something. This is just maybe this is how the episode begins with 14 minutes of absolute cockamamie horse shit.
Of the Reefs.
Right.
Of the Reefs.
Meet the No. Crash into the Reefs.
Oh, gotcha.
Too clever.
What about get wrecked with the Reefs?
There's in the opening credits, you know how like in the opening credits they're posing for a photo or something. They're setting up the universe the show takes place in.
They've got it, but the person taking a photo is an octopus who has like six of those like shutter
and he's
fans.
holding the little thing that explodes when he takes the
You
picture.
guys are seeing this perfectly, but of course, like the family looks directly into the camera that we, the audience, see. And George Reef is like, "Come on, family, wave." You know, just like we got to do like the Flintstones did rock puns. I'm assuming the Jetsons did space puns. This has to be undersea puns.
It's all sea. It's all flotsam and jetsam, baby.
Uh-huh.
Which I think is a richer seam to mine from.
What do you mean you squid your job?
Yeah, no, that's the pilot. Is George Reef quits his job at like the pearl making factory,
Of course.
Wanda Reef
where
is,
where they make pearls by adding a tiny grain of sand into an oyster and then just picking it up and then just shaking it really hard.
Yeah, it's like a conveyor belt that he's got like an eyedropper or something.
Right.
That it's a doink, doink, into perfectly into every little clam that comes by.
We
What
see
about
them
Wanda
in bed
Reef?
reading, and they've got anglerfish lights like dangling over the bed so they can read.
Oh, look, the mail's here. And they open the door, and there's this like hook hanging from the sky that's got the mail, like, it's punctured through the mail, and they take the mail off the hook.
And then they open it, and then the ink is completely run.
Yes.
Oh, George, you're such a blowfish. And the audience thinks that's the funniest fucking thing they've ever heard.
It's dying.
The audience for that cartoon.
And George is like, there's one point where George is like, my pen's out of ink, and he hands it off to like, there's like a little octopus or a little like squid, and he's like, and he takes it into a bathroom. He's like, "I'll be right back, boss." Just like, and the joke is this squid is gonna go fuck this pen in the bathroom.
Just fuck himself with the pen.
It's just like he's like
giving then the squid comes out and he's like smoking six cigarettes.
And he's looking at the ballpoint pen. He's like, "Was it good for you?" Yeah. He's got a cigarette on each tentacle. Yeah.
I think a squid smoking 6 cigarettes is really funny. I think that is a really.
Was it good for you?
The squid is played by Seth Rogen.
Of course.
And he's got those 2 little like eye bags underneath his eyes to show he was really in there for a long time. Fucking that.
He's tired now. Yeah. He's worn out.
Actually, like as a runner, the squid like develops a relationship with the pen and like goes on dates and like proposes to the pen.
There can be an episode where like, of course, George accidentally buys some like, a cursed relic for nothing at an estate sale that Wanda dragged him to, and he's like complaining he doesn't want to be there because he's missing the game. And he's like, come on, Wanda, look at this stuff. And she goes, "Isn't it neat?" And the audience, Little Mermaid.
A fish called Wanda.
Oh, a fish called Wanda. Yeah, perfect.
Shit.
You know what I realized we haven't fleshed out? Who's the daughter here? Like, we have Christopher, the loathed child.
She loves to go to malls. She loves cell phone.
She loves
shell
the
phone.
idol.
She loves shell phone.
Okay. Yeah.
Is she a mermaid? Like to sell that like outcast of the family, that black sheep. Is she a mermaid?
Yo, all the phones
Wanda's,
look like conchas. I want to establish this
of course.
right now.
I actually like the idea of George Reef being like a full man, like a diver man. Wanda is indeed a fish.
And then
daughter,
Christopher is also a boy, but the daughter is a mermaid, and they
No.
They never.
Christopher is
explain
a
it.
reverse mermaid. He's got a fish.
Oh,
head
yes,
boy legs.
and boy
of
legs.
course.
The audience fucking hates this abomination.
Hate him.
And yeah,
But he-
and they hate that a character looks like this is like such a lazy pun on like a real tragedy in the industry. The audience is very dialed into what happened to Christopher Reeve, and
But they don't boo George Reef because they don't know who that is.
Yeah, they don't know the George Reeves joke, but they know Christopher Reeve,
Right.
Yeah.
and that does bum them because the audience just got done seeing The Flash, and they saw the.
So got to see all our favorite toys stare blankly into the middle
And,
distance.
but they
with
don't
no
know
emotion.
George Reeve. They're like, oh, old Superman. You know what I mean? But they are tangentially familiar.
Yeah.
They more know the John Williams Superman song than they do like those Superman movies.
For
But
sure.
they know enough to like find it just horrible, just absolutely abhorrent that they're doing this Christopher Reeve joke.
They hate it almost
And-
as much as Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, one brief tiny thing before we do what we're actually here to do. I was actually watching the 1978 Richard Donner Superman last night when I was
Oh.
like lying in bed, just like I
Okay.
don't know, hanging out,
Yeah.
enjoying a flick. That is,
A bad movie.
I disagree. That is the last
Okay.
movie, the last sci-fi movie that was untouched by Star Wars. That is because that movie comes out 1 year. Like they would not have been able to watch Star Wars before they had like made all their design decisions. So it's the last time you can see like pre-Star Wars sci-fi that we were so convinced in the 70s that the future was going to be people wearing glowing jumpsuits.
Yeah, well,
we knew this in our core.
Well, it was gonna be that, or it was gonna be like Zardoz, where everyone's wearing like flowing robes, but everything was very crystal based.
Yes, it's all. I love that crystal
That's
shit
all-
on Krypton. It looks fucking good as
That's
hell.
all the first Star Trek movie. Star Trek the motion picture is all flowy clothing, crystals.
Everyone has a perm for some reason. Like everyone has like very like loose, shaggy, curly hair.
Because it was before we treated dumb sci-fi like it was Shakespeare. So like if you watch like Star Wars, the movie called Star Wars, like everyone just has 70s haircuts, even like the fascist military people, you know, like they all just have like shaggy, feathered, blown out. It was way better before we were like, you know, it's really an honor to finally play the character Glub Glub in Star Wars, the guy who came back. You know, it's just like Glub Glub is such an honored, treasured character.
I'm so glad I
before-
can finally bring Glub Glub to the fans.
Yeah, back when we knew what was good for us, and the actor who played Glub Glub was like, I don't fucking know. The rent is due tomorrow.
Well,
I don't.
no.
What,
Yes,
Glub Glub? You want me to play Glub
yes,
Glub?
I'll put this mask on my face to
Yeah,
play
whatever.
Glub Glub. I gotta pay the rent. Yes.
do not
It was
give
an
a
era
shit.
before. It was an era before every character was a product. Like
I am hotboxing in the Glub Glub mask right now. You know. Yeah, it was a better time. It was a simpler time. It was a time before there ever was a Moviez for Babiez. Hello, everyone. Hi.
A time to laugh, a time to cry, a time for war, a time for peace. Hi, everybody. Well, thanks for listening to our show. We'll see you next week.
see you next time, everybody.
That was our
Bye.
Barbie episode. Did you like our great
Movies
in-depth,
for Babies
discussion?
on
But-
the Reefs.
But listeners, let me give you all a genuine and cordial hi Barbie and hi Ken.
Ooh, hi Barbie.
Wow, that's
Hi,
beautiful.
Ken.
Thank
Hi,
you, Justin,
Barbie.
for timing it in with what we're actually here to do. Thank you, Justin, holding this whole operation together. But let's talk about a little movie, huh? Let's talk about a
Oh,
motion
I
picture.
The
just heard
movie of the summer.
Oh my gosh.
Indisputably the movie of the summer. Because
That's
we're
right.
here.
We're talking about Welcome Back, Cotter, and of course John Travolta as Vinnie Barbarino. Greta Gerwig's Greta Gerwig's Barbarino.
Yeah.
Greta Gerwig's barber.
Greta Gerwig's Barbarino.
Greta Gerwig's Barber of Seville. No, of course. We are here to talk about truly, as Justin said, the film of the summer. Because let me tell y'all, if you're listening to this in the future and you don't remember, we are in the middle of flop summer 2023. Where it truly appears as if, like, the paradigm of Hollywood has to change. Because this year has been the year of very, very expensive movies that previously would have been a guaranteed buttload of money, falling flat on their big, stupid faces, and people not knowing what to do with that. All the Marvel shit has flopped this year. All the DC shit has flopped this year. Indiana Jones fell on his old ass, and he broke his fucking tailbone because he's so fucking old.
Part time.
Like, even a dedicated moneymaker like Mission Impossible, it's lagging. It's fallen a little bit behind.
The studios have gotten so desperate. They are making, I don't know if you guys are aware of this. I don't know if you guys saw this, but a new genre of film got made this summer. There's a whole new genre. Yeah, used to, you'd go into a place like RIP, Top Hat Video, and you'd see your comedy, your drama, your action, your suspense, your thriller, all these. But there's entirely new genre of film that was developed and has been released this summer, and is the Facebook share movie. And that is, you see things like, did you know that Flamin' Hot Cheetos were invented by a janitor who sprinkled powder on Cheetos and became CEO?
Which is also not true. He lied about it.
It's also a made-up story.
That's a movie now. Did you hear about how these executives got a hold of Michael Jordan to put him on their shoes? That's a movie now. Have you heard about this Utah guy who's trying to stop human trafficking? That's a movie now. It's all
He also made all that up, for the record.
He made that up.
Movies are now cracked.com slideshows.
Yes, there are things
where they would spin entire movies out of one slide that had a poorly photoshopped did you know fact.
The movies nowadays are Facebook posts that your moldy oldies who are still on Facebook share. That's the
movies
market,
are now the worst fan-made posters you've ever seen of what if all my toys were friends. Movies
movies are literally just commercials now. Like what we've done, 2023 is the year of the real feature-length commercial.
And there was last year, I was really banking on something like this because there were movies out there that I'm sure the Marvel shit did fine, like a lot of that shit did fine, but there was this phenomenal success of Everything Everywhere All at Once specifically, and to a lesser extent Top Gun Maverick, which is indeed it's based on another movie, but was not an endless fucking franchise, and that movie made like $1.5 billion that nobody thought it was gonna fucking make, and is remarkably well made. And I said, are audiences finally sick of this shit? Have they finally just had like enough of watching half a movie that is a setup for a different movie, and are finally
movies replacing Christopher Reeve?
And it seems as if they've had enough, because it has been fucking flop summer 2023. Like, Megan made more money than all these fucking movies. My best friend Megan, the little robot that does the dance. And Barbenheimer is like here to save an entire industry.
You've got writers in front of studios picketing. You got actors in front of studios picketing. And before Barbenheimer, you got movie people. You've got moviegoers in front of theaters saying, hell no, we won't go. And if you would try to go into a movie theater, you were crossing.
But we all scabbed for Barbie.
But we all have scabbed for Barbie and Oppenheimer.
And we loved it, didn't we, folks? Boys, did all three of us do the
I gotta ask.
feature?
I know two of us have, but I'm curious, has a third of us?
Am
has
I
one
the
third
third?
of it?
Am I the meat
You're the-
in the sandwich?
You are
Yeah.
the sandwich meat.
It's a Justin sandwich, baby.
Love it. My favorite kind. Yes, I also did the Barbenheimer.
Oh my gosh, it's a
You had to.
Babenheimer double feature.
Okay, but here's my question for you boys. Which order did you do?
There's only
there's-
one correct answer.
Vern, I'm so glad you fucking said this. There's only one correct answer. You do Oppenheimer, and then you do Barbie.
It only
This
makes
is-
sense when you're eating a dinner to eat your completely charred, nuked, well done steak, and then have your dessert, the tube of strawberry Go-Gurt. Going
No, it's true. Like,
going in reverse, because Oppenheimer is a heavy movie,
yes,
and if you
it's a steak
Or
and
watching-
potatoes fucking dinner.
if you're
It's a
watching
sal-
Oppenheimer,
It's a Salisbury steak of a film.
like if you're watching Oppenheimer and the thought crosses your brain, I wonder what's happening in Barbie land right now while this is all happening, you will have an aneurysm and you will die.
Because Barbie Land
there's
doesn't
a-
exist yet.
There needs to be a Surgeon General warning on Barbenheimer. Like, do Oppenheimer first. You can't do Barbie.
You have to do Oppenheimer. It
There's
is
an epidemic of people in Oppenheimer screenings just having fits, foaming at the mouth, blood running down out their nose.
It's too
because they
much.
saw
It's
Barbie
true.
first.
It's too
too
true.
much.
It's too much, and you need. Again, this is the classic A picture, B picture format. Audience, if you're not familiar with the term B movie and where it comes from, it's not just about Jerry Seinfeld flying around. It's about a fucking. It is when people talk about, oh, I used to hand over a nickel and I got 2 movies and a newsreel and a cartoon. You didn't get 2 big, I will say, real movies, right? If you saw those double features, the first movie was like a classic, you saw fucking Double Indemnity, and you're like, this is a full meal. This is a steak dinner. This
Yes.
is like, it's well made. It's fucking, they put it all up there on the fucking screen. It's got ideations of grandeur. It's really trying to get at something. And that movie would then be followed by something called like Attack of the Ants, and then you would watch Attack of the Ants. And you would not, like, the double feature in the classic sense was not like A picture Double Indemnity, B picture Casablanca. It's Casablanca and then the
Yes.
fucking ant movie.
The studios used to play this trick all the time where it's like, oh, we'll let you have Gone with the Wind, but you have to run I Was a Teenage Boyle, like you have to run
Yeah,
that
Well, no,
too.
And it
you
was-
have to run like Bringing Up Baby.
Yes.
No, Bringing Up Baby is the A picture in that scenario. It's like Bringing Up Baby is the A picture, and then the B picture is called like Golly Gee, and it's like it's barely 65 minutes, and it was a whole like cottage industry of just like churning out B pictures.
That's whenever you hear people say B movies, traditionally they're using that term incorrectly. And then also,
Indeed.
while we're here, just while we're in this ballpark, movie trivia. They're called trailers because they used to play after the movie. And they were little trailers that the movie was pulling.
It's true. It's too true.
As God
The end.
intended, frankly.
And
As
I'm
God
a
intended.
return guy, but just for this. I believe in returning to exactly this.
I am all about returning to 5-minute like cartoons before the movie. Any movie.
Before every movie.
Shit, I guess we gotta fucking go to the lobby, guys. The hot dog
Oh
told me.
fuck, guys! I gotta go back to the lobby.
Excuse me,
get
I'm
myself
sorry,
a fucking
excuse me.
treat.
Excuse me, can you pull your legs in? I gotta get the fucking lobby, okay? God.
Let's all go. And,
Let's
listen,
all go.
we're not here to talk about it, but
Fucking
Oppenheimer's a whole thing. If you haven't seen it, audience, really worth, like, seeing on the big screen, locking yourself in for 3 fucking hours and just, like, sitting with it.
It never had to twist my arm to convince me that, like, nuclear war bad. But a harrowing picture.
Yes.
A harrowing picture. Any of you clowns out there that were like, Christopher Nolan's gonna be pro nuclear bomb? You fucking idiot.
No, you
child.
idiot. Grace Randolph is.
No, you idiot. Grace Randolph, who's like, here's every Easter egg in Blue Beetle, is then gonna go out there.
God.
Well, no, because she talks. No, because she doesn't talk like that. She talks like an old timey radio person. She talks like, yeah, see, here's why Oppenheimer shouldn't have
I do
gotten
not know
the
who this
spirits back.
person
See,
is.
it's because he's a red eye. All right, he's a pinko.
Vern, she's a fucking YouTube hack, and what she mostly talks about, like, franchise shit, you know, like episode 1 of Obi-Wan analysis. Here's every Easter egg. But
Movie
she
ending explained.
Yeah,
Yes.
but she analyzes movies like a child, and also the way that she lays out her videos, like with text and images, is like the killer from Seven. You know, it's like it just
By all accounts, she could have been an incredible serial killer, but
it looks like at the end of the movie
she just signed up for the wrong classes.
And welcome to a new feature we like to have on the program called What's in the Box?
Yeah, Grace Randolph videos look like the end of the movie where the cops have like found the apartment and the killer has like circled the bomb sites and they're like, we're too late, we're in the wrong place.
She's somehow making YouTube video reviews look like the Poughkeepsie tapes.
Oh. And they're literal box office bombs.
Right? Yeah, and then their boxes she mails to offices.
Oh, this is going to be a real blockbuster.
Except she says like, this is going to be a real blockbuster. Cheerio.
Oh, so she's a 1960s Adam West Batman.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't.
Yes,
It's
she is.
Oh.
She's one of those people. There's a lot of people on the internet that like you don't know where they
There's a lot of people on the internet.
There's a lot of people on the internet, but there's sometimes some people. I don't know if y'all have ever heard Andrew Tate talk, but the entire time he's talking, I'm like, what is going on with this guy's voice?
Oh no,
What's
that's
happening?
because he was raised in England, but he had an American dad. On
so
a
he's
military
like-
Was it
base.
Stan Smith?
So he
So he's
has.
like talking like this.
No, but he basically has an
Francine?
American accent with British affects. Like he said, like he does the like glottal stop for what, but he says it like, why don't you ever see women drinking what?
Whoa, it's
It make
crazy.
sense that he has an American dad because that motherfucker looks like Roger the Alien.
With those hair plugs?
Were those earplugs? Anyway, yeah, Oppenheimer, obviously really good. You cannot consider yourself a member of the Krumholtz crew if you have not seen Oppenheimer. Get out if you've not seen Oppenheimer.
Guys, you have no
Krumholtz
idea
folks
how
here.
hard I lived for Krumholtz. Just fine Semitic presence.
Oppenheimer, you gotta eat something. Oppenheimer, here's a little apple and a little napkin.
Is it? Come on, Oppenheimer, you gotta have a nosh. Come here, booby. We're getting
I
a
do
big.
think every movie should have that character in it. I think there's no movie that wouldn't be improved by like tubby, middle-aged David Krumholtz coming up and being like, "You anything to eat today?
Have a banana. Sorry, it's a little.
You want a
bruised.
Dr.
I've been
Brown
carrying it
celery
all day."
tonic? You know, like." I don't think offering you a fucking cat's delicatessen. Like I love the guy. I want him to be my friend personally, which is about the only character I'd say that about in the film Oppenheimer. Those are not my friends.
I want him to testify on my behalf.
This is the best guy I've ever known in my whole life.
It pays to be a member of the Krumholtz crew. So like, yeah, you want that guy on
Paying
your
out like
side.
a fucking slot machine.
Uh-huh.
That Krumholtz crew is doing numbers.
Yeah, I'm really glad I went long on Krumholtz.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, I did not sell. I did not. I were to the moon. I did with my Krumholtz stock. But yes, maybe.
Appears as though there's a clause in your contract, a Santa Claus.
Even he didn't come back for that Disney Plus show. He's like, I got better things to do. Shall we? 38 minutes into pressing record on this.
I think we can go 40 minutes.
I mean, we've honestly started later.
I think we can go 40.
I'm willing to wait this stuff out to a nice round 40 if you boys are.
Yeah, we did have to pitch an entire television show. Develop and pitch an entire television show. It was very important that we did that.
Put together an entire lore Bible, guest stars. We had to get settings. We had to get running gags.
Yeah, I mean, we came in with a full pitch. So, like, Hannah Barbera, if you're listening, we're ready. The Reefs is ready to go. You just need
George, you'll never guess. I caught Gilly smoking reefer, coral reefer, and there's a whole episode about that.
Well, okay,
Coral
no, but
reefer.
there has to be a whole episode where George designs a product to pitch on Shark Tank.
Of course, and it's an actual there are 4 actual sharks.
Poor sharks. And like the only one we could get is Mark Cuban.
He's voicing an actual.
But he's Shark Cuban.
Yes.
Yes, Shark Cuban, and he's voicing an actual shark, and George bungles it by saying, "Hey Mark, why don't you've got like more money than God? Like why don't you advertise your medicine website?" And then George Reef just he gets ejected from the show immediately, and his invention doesn't get picked up.
Okay, so Barbie,
sure-
what do you guys think of it?
Hold on, no, we have 23 seconds. I'm sure you both know the experience of thinking of something, and then if you don't say it in the next 5 seconds, you will die. That was me and Shark Cuban.
Oh, of course.
When I thought the phrase Shark Cuban, if I didn't say that, I would fucking.
We would have had to get a new co-host.
Yeah.
Who does?
My nose would have started bleeding. My eyes would have rolled back in my head. Fucking Pazuzu would have fucking taken me over.
I am Pazuzu.
I'm sorry. One more thing before we talk about Barbie. The Exorcist Believer trailer played before Oppenheimer at 10:30 a.m.
Same. Yeah, same.
We
went to the same theater, but in different states.
But in states, a couple different time zones. But there's a moment in the Exorcist Believer trailer where they're opening up a cootie catcher. And the cootie catcher says, "Hell?" question mark. And I laughed for 2 solid minutes. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
So gross. The good news is that I still have not finished processing seeing The Exorcist the first time.
Yeah.
And I never will, so I'm not in a huge rush to see.
You live with Reagan, the possessed girl.
I literally live with a dog, with Reagan. She's possessed. And I think we're going to have to wait 45 minutes now because we went past the 40.
We went past 40. Next exit. We got to get off the next exit.
Yeah, we have to.
Next exit.
We have to get off the next exit and turn around and come back. Yeah.
What other trailers
I'm
did
sorry.
you boys see
Okay,
in your belief?
I'm going to do a tight 5 on The Exorcist Believer. Just real quick.
Is it called Believer? I couldn't remember.
It's called The Exorcist?
A huge missed opportunity to use a slow, epic trailer cover of an Imagine Dragons song.
Yes, thank you. I would have said the same thing. So the premise of The Exorcist Believer, it's another one of those fucking David Gordon Green horror Lega sequels where it's we're only a sequel to the first one, and we're bringing back the surviving woman from the original film. Except in the trailer, they're like, we need to call in a fucking demon expert. And they call in Ellen Burstyn from The Exorcist 1, where if you have seen The Exorcist 1, you know that she doesn't fucking she doesn't know anything about demons. She's an actress whose daughter gets possessed. The most she does proactively is call to priests.
No one dials 911 faster than this woman.
And if you're gonna bring someone back,
she's Ellen Burstyn at the
Linda
seams.
Blair. I don't know what to
How bleak is it that you couldn't afford Linda Blair?
Well, Linda, she'll appear. She'll be there. But the thing is,
She's gotta.
Linda Blair, with love, not a great actress.
No.
The reason Exorcist works is because William Friedkin was actively traumatizing her and everyone else on set by
shooting
firing
live
a loaded
guns.
gun. Yeah. That's why she looks so scared, is because she's legitimately terrified, and William Friedkin never could get Groucho Marx to come in for one day and liven up the mood on set. A thing he tried to do.
Dude, I've been slowly listening to Friedkin's audiobook, and he's narrating it, and he's talking about making Cruising, the Al Pacino gay club movie, and he's like, and there were all these guys who were fucking and sucking.
Oh my God. More like William Freaky.
Well, no. William Friedkin is
William Friedkin.
William Freakin'.
William
he's the
Friedkin's
Crypt
the
Keeper's
Exorcist.
like cinematic younger brother.
William Yes, the Crypt Keeper would have like. I was working with William Friedkin.
Killiam Freakin'.
Yeah. Killiam Friedkin. And he would say the Hexorcist, despite Exorcist already being scary.
already.
He just puts a hat on a hat.
Nothing more the Crypt Keeper likes than a hat on a hat. One hat will not suffice.
Of course.
He prefers a bat on a bat.
Of course.
That's fucking stupid. 9, 8,
Oh.
7, 6, 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
1.
Barbie.
Okay, we can finally talk about Barbie.
We can finally talk about Barbie. We didn't mess our exit. Good picture.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Great time.
Thanks for listening to Movies from Babiez.
Thank you. Come back next time. We had a great time. No, I mean, this is listen. Let's talk about it. I'm a big Gerwig head. Do you boys know this about me? Do you know my?
You're a Gerwigler.
I'm a Gerwigler.
There's Kevin Big Gerwigler won't jump on her because then she'll turn into a red angry version of herself.
Yeah,
he
that we
likes
don't.
he likes the happy yellow version.
I
of
like
her.
the one that drives a go-kart now. Yeah, that's my preferred Gerwigler. Lady Bird, great film, incredible solo directorial introduction, and Little Women, one of the best films of the century.
There's literally one thing I do not like about Little Women. And I totally understand it because it is an adaptation of source material. But the one thing I dislike about that movie is that it's called Little Women. And oh boy, is it scary to be in public and say, I love Little Women. And so the one thing I don't like about it
Louisa May Alcott. Louisa May Alcott.
Yes, so I always have to...
That's why I'm so glad we got it on tape. For us to just
yuck.
loop out of context.
Listeners,
so
don't do anything with that little tasty audio clip.
Please, God. Can I... so last year I was in a fender bender and I hit a car and it was traumatizing. It was the worst. And the thing is, I didn't hit a car. I hit a truck. I hit a truck. And I see it's in a park and there's a bunch of people watching this like soccer game. And I'm like, well, it's got to be one of their trucks. And I go up to this group of people, and there's a lot of guys with their backs to me wearing baseball caps. I'm like, well, it's one of these fuckers. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I just hit someone's truck. I hit someone's taillight. I don't know what to do. I'm panicking. Just freaking out. And the first person that swivels around to look at me, he's wearing his baseball cap. And this is not. I know we like to have fun here on the show, but on his baseball cap was a fucking AR-15, and it said pedophile hunter. And oh boy, did that not make like an awful situation just like even worse? Did that
a
not
very
like
stable man? Almost certainly.
No, gentlemen, we call him a Sound of Freedom fan.
Yeah,
probably. And it just like
head.
it just made a bad situation just a million times worse.
I bet.
Not just because like suddenly in this equation where I've like hit a car, like there's in my head like there's a man with a loaded gun in front of me. You know what I mean? And just
you can say a lot of things about the three of us. I don't think any of us would leave the house wearing any article of clothing with the word pedophile on it.
No,
any
not
context.
Even if it says, like, I hate pedophiles, no, seriously.
A lot of people are asking
seriously,
questions about my
hate
shirt that are already answered by my shirt. Yeah.
Ask me how much I hate pedophiles.
It's just a nightmare. So, like, because people like that, like, just people looking for a reason to shoot another human being or just out walking around, like, I hate just being a film nerd who is affected by feminist film, and so I have to be like, Greta Gerwig's Little Women, Greta Gerwig. Like, we just gotta
just saying reflexively.
It's the no homo of
it really is. But I love her filmography. Like of me, like everyone else, just like wept in a movie theater watching Greta Gerwig's Little Women, Lady Bird.
Every time I've seen it, I've fucking cried.
Of course.
And before she was a great director, she was a great actor. I watched Frances Ha just yesterday.
20th Century Women. She's like incredible in that movie.
She's done great work with her husband Noah Baumbach.
Co-writer.
I really liked her in White Noise. That was an interesting movie.
Co-writer of this movie, Noah Baumbach. Of course,
True.
like a movie that affected me in such a profound way that I can simply never watch it again is Marriage Story.
Oh, absolutely.
Just like I just can't do it because it's
going for the fucking jugular.
1000% talented people. Maybe not. I was going to say maybe not the first choice, but historically, not the first choice for a Barbie movie because it was originally attached to Amy Schumer. And it was attached to Anne Hathaway.
Which I imagine would be a slightly different film.
Perhaps.
Well, yeah, it was going to be a completely different movie where Amy Schumer was going to play the one Barbie that didn't fit in.
I wonder why.
Why
do you think she didn't fit in?
Because she steals other people's jokes.
Used to date Dolph Ziggler.
They deserve each other. Because they're both terrible and they won't go away. I don't fucking watch WWE even anymore, but every so often I'll like pop on a pay-per-view and I'm like, Dolph fucking Ziggler is still here doing fucking nothing. Just absolute. And he just sits there and he goes like, why don't I ever get a chance? And I'm like, motherfucker, you never go away. I'm sorry. Dolph Ziggler.
Chances are all you get.
Yes, he's had nothing but chances. Eventually, it's up to you. Like, at a certain point, you got to do something.
The power is yours.
Yes, the ball is in your court. Pitch something, my man. I was going to compare it to the co-main event of AEW Double or Nothing, but we simply don't have time. Simply don't have time for that. But yeah, I mean, this is a murderer's row of talent. You got fucking Rodrigo Prieto fucking lensing this picture. Shot, I don't know, Brokeback Mountain, Wolf of Wall Street. Have you heard of these films? They look good. Shot Killers of the Flower Moon coming later this year.
God, he worked with Marty.
The Irishman, yeah, he's Marty's current go-to guy after the Richardson era, after the Michael Ballhaus era. He's in his Prieto era.
Prieto gang, raise up.
Prieto gang, production designed by Sarah Greenwood, and boy, did Sarah Greenwood fucking show up to work.
Just like, don't even bother announcing other nominees. Just give her the Oscar.
Give her a sweet Oscar. Yeah, one of Joe Wright's production designers. Joe Wright, fucking Anna Karenina and Atonement and Pride and Prejudice. She was fucking all over that shit. An incredible bit of work by everyone involved. I'm sure we all have quibbles along the way, but like, this is just a really enjoyable movie. I laughed a lot. Yep. Very, very funny. Some really good performances. We will the two leads of this movie are legitimately doing not only great work, but some of the best work of their careers. I cannot think of another actor who could do what Margot Robbie is doing in this movie. Well, you know what I mean? Like, she's the only person who could do this.
Is she wanted Gal Gadot to do this?
Insane, instantly terrible. Would not work. Instantly terrible.
You might as well just get like a broom to play Barbie at that point.
Yeah, you bring in fucking IDF Barbie. I just think it's a different movie.
I think Greta. I think Gal Gadot is just I think she's just like the right filmmaker away. I like her as an actress. I just think you give her the right director, you have her work with the right director, and she just delivers just like an incredible performance. I'm a Gal Gadot person. I like Gal Gadot.
Okay. I mean, that in the first, she is okay. Shall we say she's a limited tool? You know what I mean? You really have to use her a particular way. But she is legitimately very good in the first Wonder Woman movie. I have very little feelings about her character in the Fast and Furious franchise. She's fine, I guess. And that's honestly most of what I've seen of Gal Gadot's work. I didn't catch
A
Murder on the
leitmotif
Nile.
that is just a punchline at this point.
Now I will say, fan of her, but I am not a fan of Imagine. I'm not a fan of the celebrity singing Imagine. Let me clarify.
I'm not a fan of the song Imagine, first of all, but that is definitely my least favorite version I've ever heard. Is
at least
her
like
staring directly into my eyes one day into the pandemic.
Yes, at least like Ringo played on the Imagine album.
Right.
Ringo's nowhere to be seen in the celebrity.
We are
version.
bereft of Ringo.
Yes.
God, we could use some fucking Ringo.
We could really use some Ringo around here.
Get
guys.
this woman a Ringo.
Yeah, put
I
a
think
Ringo
everyone
on
should
it.
have a Ringo.
I would love a Ringo just to like keep in my house.
Ringo comes off the best in the Get Back documentary because Ringo's just hanging out.
Just
He's like, what do you
vibing.
need me to do? Drums?
Just vibing.
Just vibing. Just hanging out. He's the only one who shows up for that one day.
But-
After they've had like a little shitty little fight, like Ringo shows up to work the next day when none of the other ones do. I love Ringo.
But to cycle back to the topic at hand, Margot Robbie fucking makes the movie. Like, not just because she literally made it, because she produced it,
Right.
But and reached out to Greta Gerwig to write it. And like, this movie is like Margot Robbie's baby.
Yeah.
Yes. And she has been producing most of her own movies for a while now. And not everything that she has signed on as a multi-hyphenate for has been, shall we say, an incredibly successful project. But she is like a risk-taking star.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like, she is trying all kinds of different things across all kinds of different movies, even like finding multiple angles to play like Harley Quinn. But she has produced up and down all kinds of different movies for herself to star in. One of them, like literally the worst movie I've ever seen, called Terminal. But many of the other of them interesting and unique and fascinating. I think she's got the goods. I just want to see more of her.
The year it came out, I, Tonya was my favorite movie of that year. One of my favorite movies that year.
Just a good, interesting movie that like
Absolutely.
very few other people would have been able to tackle like that. Yes.
She's very versatile.
Yes. She
Absolutely.
does
She's-
not let herself fall into like a niche or a typecast.
No.
And
absolutely.
and willing to like, how do I put this? Like, you see Cameron Diaz in Being John Malkovich, and you're like, that's Cameron Diaz in a Halloween costume. But Margot Robbie, like when she Tanya's herself, like you totally forget that like she's one of the most beautiful women you've ever seen in your entire life.
Yeah, I'm not sitting there thinking about Wolf of Wall Street, where like I text Avery Wolf like throughout a huge percentage of that movie. You know what I mean? It's just like it's a very different, separate sort of performance. She's great. I have nothing but good things to say about Margot Robbie.
We were talking about the production design, and I don't think anything needs to be said about it. But I will say, like, you always hear that stupid thing, like, it's like New York is the other character in this movie. And like,
we have a word for that. It's called setting.
Setting. But I can't think of any other movies where like you could say that with like, or many others where you can say that about like the production design.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like,
And it's very
perfect.
particular, you know, like we don't see a lot of production design like this outside like the early works of Barry Sonnenfeld or something like that. You know, it's like not since early period Burton were we getting people like trying to operate at this level. And, you know, the dream houses are great. The fucking pink beach and the still waves.
the hard plastic waves. Yeah.
The hard plastic waves are so good. The
Like-
transition out of Barbie Land, the like 5 methods of transportation that they did, like
Yeah.
that's a real object that they built, like a huge conveyor belt, and they would change out all these different objects. It just
Old school.
feels so good.
Well, like part of
Yes.
that, and like part of that whole design comes from Greta Gerwig said that because she associated Barbie so much with like the era she came out with in like the 50s and 60s. She wanted Barbie Land to evoke like a 50s, 60s soundstage. And like,
mission
and like
accomplished.
that aesthetic define it so much compared to the real world.
Not in the George
Yeah.
W. Bush on the freighter way, but genuinely mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. Yeah, it's got fucking beach blanket bimbo vibe or limbo. What the fuck am I? Bingo. Beach blanket bingo.
Beach blanket bimbo is another movie.
It's a different movie entirely.
See,
Beach
that's a
blanket,
proper
bingo.
B movie.
Yes.
There's
my
3
God.
of them in the title.
Yeah, hello.
4 of them.
Any fucking Elvis movie, yeah, it's just they've just got it's incredible design, and I was worried. Okay, because we spend the first 30-40 minutes of this movie in Barbie Land, and then we transition to the real world, and I'm sitting there in my movie theater seat, and I'm saying, this has been so good so far.
I was
so worried that the rest of the movie was going to be in boring, gray, downtown Los Angeles Century City. And luckily enough, it turns out Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach are very smart filmmakers and know that would suck if we did that, actually. So not only do they add some stylistic elements to the real world, quote unquote, like the fucking Jacques Tati-esque Mattel offices, all the fucking crazy cubicles and the weird corner office where God lives.
The elevator with the button that says all the way up.
That is, if you show me any movie where there is a button in the elevator that says all the way up, I'm like, this is a great movie. You could have the rest of it could be fucking dog shit.
Yeah,
if you put that in there. That's my kind of shit.
There was a moment during the movie where I thought, for the first time ever, and the first time this has happened since 2013 or whenever it was, there was a moment whenever they arrived in Los Angeles, and I thought, oh my God, it's the zero theorem all over again. Where they have this amazing, gorgeous set that they use for exactly one scene, and you see one side of the street because it's way too expensive, and all the rest of it is in this completely black.
It is 10 years since the zero theorem. Greta knew.
I was worried oh no, that was all we had in the budget, and now we have to do the rest of this in Los Angeles. So I was super, super happy whenever we came back to Barbie Land and we were hopping back and forth. Yes. I'm glad I was reminded more of the 90s Brady Bunch movie than the zero theorem. That's a good problem to have, but I was oh no.
On this show, we, at this point, have talked about a number of fish out of water stories. It seems to be the default storytelling mechanism when you're adapting a brand that could take place in a world that is not our own.
Rocky and
It
Bullwinkle.
happens a lot. The Sonic movie, both Mario movies, we have covered a lot of fish out of water, and we've missed a lot of other fish out of water movies that have come out.
I would say dodged is a more appropriate term.
Indeed. But unlike those fish out of water stories, which are not so good, the film Barbie has established itself in the first 30 or 40 minutes where the characters are actually fishes out of water. They do not understand the rules
fishes.
of this world. Do you know what I mean? So many fish out of water. When Sonic comes to the real world, that's not a premise. Sonic's world doesn't have rules that he is established with, and then he moves to a world with different rules. So it's not a premise for a movie.
What's that? You don't eat your young here?
Right. Now, see, now that's comedy.
I would
That's
argue that
funny.
it's almost more like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where there is crossover between the two worlds and they're fish out of water in each other.
Sure. And it's right, because the humans are fish out of water in the Barbie world, much like Detective Eddie is a fish out of water in Toontown.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I think Who Framed Roger Rabbit is for sure. I haven't checked Greta's letterbox list of 33 films that inspired this one, but Roger Rabbit would make sense on that film, or on that list. I'm so sorry.
You should be.
It should be. Actually not, but a lot of other good ones on here. A lot of high quality films that inspired this one. And yes, I was just so worried when we left Barbie Land. But not only is the section in the human world like good, it's probably my least favorite section of the movie, just because I'm missing all the cool designs and I have to deal with like a contemporary 13-year-old child, which is like, that's nails on a chalkboard to me. It's like a kid using
teen.
TikTok language. Yeah, woke teen. Ooh, nothing I want to avoid more than a woke teen. But it's still where I love the scene.
A real Gilly from the Reefs character.
Yeah, God, we gotta fucking The Gilly is on the Reefs is such a like middle-aged writers grinding out their grievances with their teenage daughter. Like, just like. She won't stop texting on her shell phone.
Yeah.
Like,
Why aren't you in school, young lady? Because I don't approve of how U.S. Attorney Janet Reno handled the Waco, Texas siege. It's like, whoa, what the fuck? Yeah.
The fuck? Why aren't you concerned with a stick in a hoop like I was when I was a kid?
Always on your. That's what you get looking up Wikipedia on your shell phone. Yeah, he just completely no sells her bringing up the Koresh family, the Waco siege.
Bring up Wikipedia.
Wikipedia. Yeah.
Yeah. Good. All right, write that down. The Reeves Wikipedia. Yeah, incredible. But it's you get like a lovely scene with the older lady at the bus stop.
A scene that Mattel did not want in the movie.
They wanted to cut it so bad.
And Gerwig threatened, and Gerwig fought tooth and nail to keep because she said, otherwise, I don't know why I'm making this.
Why the fuck am I making this? God, I love her. That's just like, yes, it's the heart and soul of the movie. It is the crucial emotional linchpin to Barbie seeing that the artifice of this is worth peeling back, is worth taking away from. That you don't have to be eternally young with plastic skin forever. It's okay to age. In theory, like, the ending of the movie is Barbie taking her first steps towards essentially becoming that old woman.
She sees someone who for the first time lived a real life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which Barbie never did, because Barbie never lived in the real world. She lives in this, like, she lives in in Ben Shapiro's Nightmare, a fully functional matriarchy where everything works just fine.
Yeah. Everything works.
And men are completely...
Issa Rae is the president.
Men are quite literally just an accessory.
Wow.
I love it.
Truly. Because she's Barbie, he's just Ken, and
he's
the only
Ken.
Oh yes, of course. But and the only bright point in his day is when like Senpai notices him, when like the pretty girl waves to him on the beach. We haven't talked about him really at all so far, but Ryan Gosling is very funny and charming in this movie.
Fucking kills it
as always.
He kills it. This is my favorite stripe of Gosling. I am not into like stoic Blade Runner Drive Gosling, but
not me. I love that shit.
But I love Nice Guys Gosling, where
Me
he
too.
is giving like one of the finest comedic performances of last decade, and he's doing a lot here as well. He's just so funny. He knows how to fucking sell a joke, despite the fact that he looks like that. Someone who looks like that should not be able to sell a joke that well. There are rules. And listen, I see a lot of praise for his performance. It's all well deserved, but he doesn't have to carry the emotional weight that Margot does. Like, Margot has to also be that funny, but also like carrying this fucking emotional through line on her fucking back.
Well, yeah, like if you want, because Margot Robbie is a good actor, you could see it in her performance. She starts out like Ken, being a plasticky, like very like, basically all of her dialogue might as well be written with like capital letters, like hello Ken, hello son, all that stuff. But then, just as the movie goes on and she hangs around real people and deals with the real world more, her performance becomes realer. She's like, she had, like, her performances and her, like, the way she talks, the way she acts, just becomes more, like, not muted, but just more nuanced. It's less stiff. It's less like blunt. It's much more subtle.
It's a really great like character change and the subtle, way that character is metamorphosing over the course of the film. And don't get me wrong, Ryan Gosling gets to sing 2 very funny songs. You know what I mean? Like, it's very funny. But he doesn't have to have a scene with Rhea Perlman in a void that makes you cry. I got to see Rhea Perlman in a film in 2023. I am blessed.
I'm eating
good in the neighborhood. I got to see fucking Carla from Cheers in a fucking movie in July 2023.
I'm eating. That's so funny.
I'm eating fresh. It's listen, and Rhea Perlman is God. I've said it before, and I'll say it again.
And it's also key, because Margot, as she becomes like a real person, becomes more nuanced. Ken never becomes a real person. His he stays absurd and in an idealist dream world the whole time.
Yes, absolutely. And in theory, the end of the movie, the final conversation with Barbie in the dream house at night is like his first steps toward that. But not in a sequel, folks. Entirely off screen, his arc will be.
I love it.
The folds of your mind tell you what happens.
I think they already announced a Ken movie.
Not with Ryan.
Oh.
Maybe they can get Simu.
Oh, no thank you.
The most juiceless man in Hollywood, Simu Liu.
The only person that Margot Robbie said
Juiceless.
most resembles Ken.
Yeah, said most resembled their character was Simu Liu.
Juiceless.
Sans juice, my man.
Bone dry. You might as well try to
all the juice.
You might as well try to milk a Slim Jim.
Oh God. Okay. I just I didn't understand the terminology that we're using, but now
juice is you got that special stuff. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Gerwig, she's got the juice.
The special stuff is juice.
The special stuff is juice.
He doesn't have the X factor. He's got the Z factor. Z is the snores I make when I watch.
He's got the fucking Y factor, as in why is this guy on my screen?
The Z factor.
That's pretty good. But like every other Ken in the movie is funny, and I'm sorry, Simu's not bringing it. It's not. He's
funny.
fine.
He's fine.
You're not fine.
He fucks up the choreography.
You're not watching the Barbie movie for second build Ken. You're watching.
Why can't second build Ken be good?
Yeah.
Everyone else is good.
I loved there was someone who I was talking with who did not care for it, but I loved just like the dumb frat boys trying to pass the class purely on participation points energy that all the men in this movie brought to it. And so that's why I'm not minded by Simu.
Sure.
I feel like the other men were juicier. The
other men were juicier. Ryan's got a lot of juice. And hey,
Ryan is overflowing.
Will Ferrell had some juice.
Ryan is a soaked man.
Oh my God.
Big Will, big match Will. He got some laughs out of me. That big fucking galoot.
Big match Will Ferrell.
They basically just let Will. They basically turned the camera on Will Ferrell and said, "Go."
Yeah, it was Greta Gerwig's like, "Oh my gosh, Will Ferrell is so funny. I'm not going to tell let him do whatever he wants." You know what I mean?
I bet they edited out a lot of bullshit, but they left in some good stuff. I don't know what to
I'm the nephew of an aunt.
The end. There's something about Will Ferrell that is just funny. He's one of those people that you're like, that's a funny guy. He looks funny. He sounds funny. He doesn't look funny that he's like not attractive. He's just like, that's a funny looking sort of person.
There's a face he makes. There's this half
scrunched eyebrow.
Yeah, scrunched eyes, like smirk face. That's like whenever they cut back to him making that face, it's always funny.
Honestly,
and like
only getting funnier as he's getting older.
I think we're about to hit like a new era of Ferrell that I'm very excited for, because he's kind of been off my radar for like a long time. I'm very excited for him. I don't know. You just said what? Did you
Spirited.
Say?
You mean Bewitched?
No. The Christmas Carol musical for Apple Plus.
Right. Yeah, that came out last year, and we all watched it and loved it.
I did, and I
didn't know
did.
that.
Okay, well, I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
But, it's not like he's ever fully disappeared, but I feel like besides Spirited, he's been kind of off the A game for a while,
Yes.
and I'm excited
Besides
for, like...
Spirited, Away.
I think, like, breaking up with Adam McKay did...
Bum him
Yes.
out instantly.
Yeah,
and just,
because
like,
he wanted
don't
to
wanna
be
in
the
a
lead
movie right
on
now.
Winning Time. Mm-hmm. And HBO said no, and Adam McKay did not have the stones to tell his friend to his face, so he had, like, management do it, which is a bummer. I like to think, when the three of us make it big, and if, Justin or Vern, you don't get approved to be the lead actor on my show, I like to think I'd be able to tell
Yeah,
you to your face.
you
You know
tell
what I
me.
mean? I like to think I'd be able to do that to your face, as old friends.
And, like, I appreciate that. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you,
so
Kevin.
I'm just
Thank
telling you, I'm just
so
gonna
much.
send you guys singing telegrams.
Ooh, yeah. Break up with me. If you break up with me via singing telegram, no hard feelings. Yeah. No harm, no
No
foul.
hard feelings. In theaters now.
Yeah, that's the only way you're able to break bad news to me anymore.
Is a singing telegram.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. This is a good, fun movie. America Ferrera, it's nice to see her. Welcome back.
Fucking killer.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Ugly Betty. We had a show on television for like 6 years called Ugly Betty.
What if a fashion
You couldn't make
journalist
that
had
today.
braces, Kevin?
What if someone had braces?
It was a thing whenever I was doing my usual post movie cruising through Wikipedia. I was like, what do I know America Ferrera from? And then I saw Ugly Betty. I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? It was just one of those,
Yeah.
like what I was talking about with Cameron Diaz earlier.
They mailed each other pants.
Just like, oh yeah, I forgot that's a thing they did. Ugly
Mailed
Betty.
pants to each other. Yeah, Ugly
mailed
Betty.
pants.
Ran for like 6 years, was a big hit show.
Gross.
I feel like if tomorrow Netflix announced Ugly Betty, like in a horrible world where Ugly Betty never existed, if Netflix tomorrow was like, we got a show called Ugly Betty, it's about an overweight girl with braces, I think Ted Sarandos would be shot in the street.
Whenever I say I support America, I'm talking about America Ferrera.
That's the only America I salute.
And the troops is what I refer to as fans of America Ferrera. I said, let's go do this one for our boys back home, the troops. And it's all people who, similar to the Krumholtz crew, but they're for America Ferrera.
The Ferrera fans.
The Ferrera fans, yeah.
Ferrera fans, absolutely.
The Ferrera Rochers.
The Ferrero Rochers. Speaking of SNL cast members who got to be funny in a movie, which they haven't done for a little while, Kate McKinnon. Hello, Kate
Yeah,
McKinnon. Weird Barbie
yeah.
was making me laugh.
Kate McKinnon is one of the funniest, most gifted comedic actresses.
Another just
I'm a big
naturally
fan of-
funny person.
Absolutely, it's a shame that they are not in more things. I always so excited, like, makes me. They made me like watch SNL.
She
That's how
finally
good they
made
are.
a Hillary Clinton impression funny.
Yeah,
No, I mean, like,
Someone finally did it.
yeah, no one could do it.
No one could crack it. No one could crack that egg. In the same way that, like, still no one has cracked Sleepy Joe Biden. No one's
didn't-
really cracked that egg.
you didn't think Jim Carrey was as fucking hysterical as Sleepy Joe? It was such perfect casting.
Such perfect casting. It was that was so funny because you're like, oh, they're bringing in Jim Carrey. Surely he has a take.
Surely he's heard of Joe Biden. Surely he's
Jim
like.
Carrey's familiar with Joe Biden.
Surely
right?
he knows more than just the first thing that came up whenever he Google image searched Joe Biden.
Which is that he's
surely
kinda
he knows.
squinty.
Surely he knows literally anything there is to know about Joe Biden.
Surely he's heard him talk once.
time to take a big swig of my drink and watch SNL. Watch Jim Carrey as Joe Biden, and then I don't. But meanwhile, Lauren's in the back. It's fine. Yeah.
Smile hard.
Bringing that one back, folks. He's a runner.
Lay your chin out. I will say, as much as I enjoyed the early section here in Barbie Land, a lot of the editing felt very wonky to me, especially in the first Weird Barbie scene, to the point where, like, I just feel this cosmic sense that there's, like, 10 to 15 minutes of deleted scenes on the Blu-ray from this first section. You know what I mean? That are, like, being cleaved out of the middle of scenes. I just had this sort of thing.
The only way I can think to describe it is not my original words, but words I stole from someone else. Words from Jay Bauman of Red Letter Media. And I cannot recall what movie he was referring to. I want to say it was The Last Jedi, but I could be wrong. But I feel like this Barbie movie, and before I say this, I want to say that, like, this Barbie movie is, as of right now, like, my movie of the year. My favorite thing I've seen, just narrowly, maybe, like, tied with Past Lives because they're two different movies, but my movie of the year. But I will say that, in the words of Jay Bauman, this movie is messy, but not a mess.
Yes.
I can see
and
that.
There's some editing stuff, there's some, like, pacing stuff, there's some...
It doesn't necessarily feel like 100% thematically cogent, you know what I mean? It's just not like that. It's not that fine-tuned diamond that I think you really want.
Or people talk like it is.
Yeah, I'm okay with it, though, because, like, the best way to do a Barbie movie is something that is very pretty, but, like, at parts hollow on the inside, because that's a literal Barbie doll.
I wouldn't say that.
Makes sense.
I would, like, this movie has quite a lot on its mind. It has a lot
not
to
hollow,
say.
Not hollow, but not as, like...
It's lightweight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's...
lightweight, yes.
Like a Barbie doll.
We have to be able to mass produce these parts.
It's an introduction to these ideas. Almost like this movie is in some part for children.
For babies?
Yeah. This is a
Incredible.
movie
Incredible
for like mothers and daughters to, like, connect over, like, both as a literal theme in the film, but also as, like, something for the audience to do.
Yeah. And to explain, this is a movie, a lot of times people talk about movies of, like, oh, this one actually has, like, a lot of jokes for adults. And almost always that means, like, someone says, you know, corn cob, but they actually mean penis, and the adults understand that and the kids don't. This movie, actually has some jokes for grown-ups. Like, this, like, the final joke of the movie is, like, it's, the final line is, like, such a slam dunk joke for adults that, like, I think maybe a kid wouldn't understand or comprehend.
Not at all.
But, God, it's a slam dunk. Because not only does it work thematically, but it's hilarious.
Kids wouldn't get, Sugar Daddy Ken. It's a real thing, but they wouldn't get that, or Earring Magic Ken. And
exactly. Yeah, kids don't know who Rob Brydon is. Kids haven't seen The Trip.
I do love, Kevin, I don't know if you remember this, but when we were living together, they were roommates. I don't know if you recall this, but I remember, like, approaching you one morning, like, Kevin, I was reading about Barbie last night, and did you know there's, like, a whole lore about their dolls and, like, who's friends with who and how are they related? And Kevin, a normal human being, is like, no, Vern, I didn't. Anyway, I'm going to work. I'll see you. And I was just perplexed by that. And then so, like, whenever I saw Midge, whenever I saw
Alan,
whenever I saw Alan, I was like, oh, cool. Greta Gerwig read the same Wikipedia articles about as I did.
She sure
Gentlemen, thoughts on Alan?
He's funny. Michael Cera is such a unique comedic performer, and when he's on, he's fucking on, and he was killing me. I was laughing.
Another kind of in the Will Ferrell pages.
Just naturally funny.
Someone who I've not seen in a while.
Yes.
But is naturally funny, and was excited they'll be there. I don't...
It's so interesting how many, like, punchlines were just cut to Alan. Like, just to see how's Alan reacting to this.
But that's what Sarah can give you. I mean, like, comedy is in reaction. You know, like, often the joke is not what is happening, but how someone is reacting to it. And Sarah is a fucking NBA all-star at reacting to shit.
He's got
through
those
his whole
big
career.
fish eyes that make him just look like he's about to cry.
He has this incredible ability to, like, shrink within himself, like, and that he has had since he was fucking, like, 13 on Arrested Development or whatever, and it is a lifelong skill, and he is incredible. And he's very
Deputy Andy Brennan's son in Twin Peaks: The Return, because that is the funniest performance, like, ever, but still very, 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 very funny in this movie.
That's where he's, like, on a motorcycle going, like, my life is the open road.
Yeah,
He's doing Marlon Brando.
Yeah, he's doing Marlon Brando.
in
I've
The
seen
Wild
that clip.
Bunch.
That's some funny shit.
It's hysterical.
It's so funny.
And it's even funnier whenever you've been, like, waiting 5 to 25 years to see new Twin Peaks, and one of the first things you see is fucking that. It's just very, very, very funny.
Lynch is a troll. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Yeah, that's some elite level trolling that I can certainly respect. But yeah, Sarah's really funny. You maybe reminded me of the joke in the movie where, like, the Kens are building the wall out of town, and they're like, "Boy, as soon as they figure out how to build a wall sideways."
Oh yeah.
That's funny. I don't care who you are. That's some really good dumb guy jokes in this movie.
It's
Honestly, I got less excited about it whenever I learned it wasn't all about horses. Like, that's good stuff.
Yeah,
like,
because Ken's idea of patriarchy is just commercials. It's
Yes, that is what there are a lot of people that are triggered by
and
this.
an MMA belt. It's drinking brewski beer. It's having, like, your Mojo Dojo house.
Yes, and the horses is the funniest bit of me because, like, he got that out of fucking nowhere. That's not like a male stereotype, because the rest of the male stereotypes are like Spike TV circa 2005.
Famously, horses are, at least in our culture, coded
girl
women
thing.
like as like feminine.
Yes.
Well, that's
Horse girls are a thing. Yeah.
I'm glad Ken is horse boy representation.
Yes.
Absolutely.
This is why I think the movie is messy, because I think, like, and I say this with love, Greta Gerwig is kind of a weirdo, right? And the problem with being kind of a weirdo is you think that everyone's on the same page as you, and it doesn't always end up being the case, because with love, you're a weirdo. And there's this interview I watched with Greta Gerwig where she was talking about, like, she viewed Ken and the Barbies as, like, aliens coming to this new planet and not knowing how everything works. And Ken has seen all these statues of men on horses, and so he assumed that had something to do with leadership in a country. And you hear her say this. You hear her say this, and you're like, okay, this tracks, and it makes the joke funnier. Why was this not in the movie? You know what I mean? There's this, like, there's stuff like, because that's such a funny concept that he would see all these, like, racist Civil War statues and think, oh, that's how.
So they had to put it, like, he's in the office building and he sees, like, all those, like, TVs. So they had to put some horses in there to, like, make the joke land.
If they only had just, like,
which is actually more of a guy thing,
watching,
is those, like, horses on the open range, like John Ford, like, imagery.
Yeah,
exactly.
Wild
stock footage from Michael Bolton's Big Sexy Valentine's Day special.
Oh, yes. If they had just cut to, like, him seeing a TV with, like, Lone Ranger, or him seeing,
Watching
something to
Wayne
sell that
movie.
joke. Watching a John Wayne movie, because he's dressed up as a cowboy. But there's just things like that, or, like, a good audio commentary enhances every movie. But, like, there's also there's things like an audio commentary shouldn't fill in blanks for you.
Yes.
It should
it's not there to patch up holes in the narrative. It's there to provide further insight.
I think this movie could get if DVDs seem to be coming back, or at least Blu-rays in some capacity.
The case better be pink. That plastic case better be pink.
Saying the same thing.
Yeah, big thing.
I would kill for a director's cut of this.
Just, like, slightly longer. I mean, like, come on. If the movie was, like, 30 seconds longer so we could look at a statue of the horse, like, would the pacing have really been that killed, but I don't know. I wasn't in the editing bay. I wasn't there. I can't testify to this. But
and who knows how much of it is like I say like Greta Gerwig is a weirdo, and I mean that, but I say that with love. But also like
we got three doing a podcast right now.
Yes. Mattel fought her on like telling that lady that she was beautiful. So like Mattel, who's only looking like. It could have been a thing like, we can't produce a horse figure. Don't put that in the movie. You know what I mean? Like, they could have been looking at the dollars and cents of it.
The weirdest artist you have ever met is not as weird and malformed as the high-ranking official at any company.
No,
like,
exactly.
Yeah, no, basically Will Ferrell's character. Like a guy who wants to go to do a tickling retreat, but hates hugging.
Yes, exactly. Like, this is, like, I know Vern and I have talked about this, like, multiple times, where, like, when you work, especially at, like, chains, and you, like, meet, like, the regional manager of, you know, whatever chain you're working for, Lowe's or fucking Starbucks or whatever, it is like meeting an alien. Like, you will make a joke in the company meeting, and, like, people will react to it like they've never heard a joke before. It's not. It's like a regular sort of humor joke.
And this is in any industry, but like the higher up the food chain you go, and the more like time you spend in that industry, the more out of touch with reality you become.
And that's just regional managers. Imagine executives. That's not another planet. That's another fucking galaxy. That's another dimension.
It's like, yeah, it's completely.
I was on set recently, and someone yelled at this like background talent. You know, this background talent who's just like making $100, which is below industry rate, but like making $100 just to like, just walk around and be on set for a day. That seems like easy money, not knowing anything about the film biz. And I saw this person like yell at them, and they said like, this is an honest to God quote, and it made me laugh. I think any other salt or pepper on it would have like bummed me out, but because of how out of touch with the reality it was, it made me laugh. This person said, "Don't you know anything about continuity?" And it's like, no, they don't. I guarantee you they don't.
No. This is not a professional background talent. This is like a guy from the street.
Yes. No one knows what continuity is because you made it up. Like, people in the industry know it.
You make up continuity!
It's made up.
No, but you made up the word. Like, it's not like a word that like other people. No one's talking about like the continuity of my living room and like every.
You don't have to worry about like continuity at the grocery store. It's not a real like.
Exactly.
Do you want to know?
I can't buy white bread this week because that doesn't. The shot won't match next week whenever I get wheat. Like.
So to perfectly demonstrate how fucking out of touch and insane executives are, it was like revealed. I think it was today that that Mattel is trying to start a toy cinematic universe featuring.
Well, they were already talking about this, and this is like I don't know why everybody treated like this is news. They've been we've already know about J.J. Abrams' gritty Hot Wheels movie,
and don't forget Daniel Kaluuya's like surrealist Barney movie.
Yeah, R-rated Barney movie. And like we already lived through this with Hasbro. Like we already had Transformers and G.I. Joe movies come out. But you know what I mean? But like Justin, if you want to rattle off the list, please.
Those movies at least try to capture the fantasy of those toys. Of like same way like Michael Bay tries to replicate the feeling as a kid. You feel as a kid mashing two robots together and going.
And at least there was like
pew.
a cartoon to base this off of. Right. There is a base reality that does not exist for, say, the Magic 8-Ball
or Viewmaster.
Yeah, actually, I got a sick pitch for Viewmaster. Mattel, call me.
I will say like. As you all might are aware, and folks that listen to the show are probably aware, I am something of a toy boy. I do have some collectibles.
This boy toy's a toy boy.
This boy toy's a toy boy, and I will say one of the things I did like about this Barbie movie is that it did appeal to like the playing with my toys part of my brain, you know, of just like her floating down to her car and just like the funny costumes and
She she drinks a cup with nothing in it.
yeah. It felt, you know,
Funny joke.
And you know, I had like references to like, you know, fourth wall stuff like that was Midge, we don't talk about her, or whatever the line was.
And all the water is plastic, like even her pool is like just solid plastic.
She has a waffle for breakfast, but you never see her eat the waffle. You just see the waffle whole and then a waffle with a bite taken out of it.
Yes. Funny, good shit.
It's all good stuff. It made me
They understand. Yeah, it's really hitting. I guess, you know, we got a couple things that we pinned before this particular episode to circle back around on and discuss later. There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of essays being written about this movie, which everyone shut the fuck up. But
Think
like
pieces.
Is Barbie too radical? Is Barbie not radical enough? And you know, before this movie, I was like, well, is this movie going to be spicy or is it going to be fast food spicy? Where like you can go into a fast food restaurant and order something with like double Diablo sauce and it is not as spicy as Cholula that you like put on your eggs in the morning. You know, like they just because it's this corporate machination that like Taco Bell cannot serve anything spicy that would. Despite the fact that they're advertising it as spicy, they cannot serve any item that would not appeal to everyone on Earth. So, like, you can't serve spicy food that's actually spicy. And as far as these things go, I do think Barbie is, like, fast food spicy. Or it's not really saying anything super fucking radical. It is also a toy movie for children. Yeah. And I think everyone needs to calm the fuck down. But there is a problem... And I am summarizing something said by the great critic Emily St. James, where there used to be pillars in this country. Things that we looked up to for good or ill.
We used to be a proper country.
We used to be a proper country. We had our schools, we had our churches, we had our government, and these were entities that were supposed to give us moral value. Tell us, you know, how to be a good person and to think right and to be a part of a society. But over the course of the 20th century, all of these institutions crumbled and fell to shit. And so it does not, whether or not we should have ever listened to them in the first place is immaterial. There are no longer, it feels like, these guiding hands, at least in American life, shaping people into a moral, upstanding citizen of society. And because these tenets have fallen away, now we need the movies to give us our moral value. Something that movies are not equipped to handle. Like, movies are not supposed to intentionally be moral lessons. Moral lessons are cartoons that pastor puts on at church, you know, where like the dog learns not to steal. And they suck. They all suck universally because like movies with morals suck.
Yeah.
Movies are not supposed to be morality plays. They're not supposed to give us the texture to shape. A movie can absolutely, like, you know, change the way that you look at the world or affect you very emotionally or encourage you, you know, to do something different with your life. But that's not the point. Then this is why people cannot handle, like, the work of Martin Scorsese, which is not a particularly radical body of work as far as morality is going. It's just Scorsese makes movies with the impression that you in the audience know that like killing is bad already, and he doesn't have to tell you that.
Stealing's wrong.
Like, stealing's wrong. Beating your wife is wrong. Marty expects you to know these things already. Whereas apparently people are going into movies with a John Locke blank slate. Like, I am a clean baby. Teach me morals, movie. Like, everyone's stupid.
B-movie taught me that capitalism is bad.
Yes, people are like, Ben Shapiro's put out 2 full hours of video about this movie already. Like, if you are triggered by the Barbie movie, you are a
child.
Baby.
Like you are a child. If you're triggered by the Barbie movie, they wouldn't let you play with Barbie dolls because it's a choking hazard, like the shoes and the like. You just
careful, Ben Shapiro, you'll put your eye out.
If you were offended by the boys like trucks, gender politics of this movie,
Kevin, I'm too stupid to like really like elaborate on that point. It's a thing where it's just like movies that have morals, like you said, are like they always come across so ham-fisted. The best things that movies do for like morals is stuff like you watch Worst Person in the World. Great movie, but maybe
Beautiful
don't
movie.
because it will
fuck
ruin
you
your
up
life.
for a couple days.
But like
If you are a particular kind of person, that movie will assassinate you.
yes. But like it doesn't say like, you know, what do you think of what she's doing? What do you think about what he's doing? But it works because like you watch this movie and you're like, oh fuck, man, if I were in this situation, like, you know, you're constantly thinking like, what would I do? What would I do? Right. And then you have a conversation with your friend who's also seen it, and you see that like you guys have both seen the exact same movie, you've seen the exact same frames, you've been told the exact same story, but you come out of it with two completely different opinions on like what to do. And like I think like that's a story's purpose, is just to make you think in that way. But so many people
art is
go
not
to
a
movies,
mirror, it's a door. It's supposed to like let you through to a new place.
and I think so many people like used to people would go to movies thinking like entertain me, but like now people go to movies thinking like teach me something,
Which
or you know, or whatever it might be, and it doesn't like you're doing the wrong thing. Like you're doing the wrong thing if that's why you're going to movies.
I would say that I'm kind of well, I'm frankly of multiple minds about this. I think movies with a point of view are good. I generally like movies with a point of view.
Yeah.
And generally people will strive towards movies to communicate and then basically justify a point of view. This movie says it, and therefore I agree with it. Therefore, it is teaching a good thing. However, I will say that one of the things I respect about the Barbie movie is that one of its key plot points, which this is a spoiler, but if you are nearly 2 hours into a podcast about the Barbie movie and you still haven't fucking seen it, this is on you. See the fucking movie.
Yeah.
But I think it's very interesting that the
Can you imagine that people are like, I don't know, honey. I don't know, honey. I
want to hear these three fucking idiot men.
Yeah,
talk
I don't know,
about
honey.
it for a
I
couple
can't do it until I hear what Kevin, Justin, and Vern have to say. Like if you tell your partner I can't see the Barbie movie until I hear what Kevin, Justin, and Vern have to say, like you're getting a divorce.
No,
that's grounds for divorce.
If
Yeah.
you tell your partner that that's not your partner, that's your handler, you have to be put back in the facility. But what I think is so interesting about the climax of the movie,
not the damn facility, dude. I'm fucking I can't come out tonight. I'm in the facility.
I'm sorry, I can't see the Barbie movie until I hear what Kevin, Justin, and Vern have to say about it. Okay, if you finish a little bit more of your applesauce, I'll let you go back to the rec room. Just
damn, dude, I shouldn't have smoked that shit. Now I'm in the facility.
Now I'm in the facility waiting for Kevin, Justin, and Vern's review of the Barbie movie. While the Blue Danube Waltz plays in the background.
They play this over the speakers in mental wards, like
sorry, buddy, you can't listen to the Star Kid review until you have your pills. But anyway,
are the babies here in the room with us now?
Anyway, I think one of the things I think is so smart about this movie is that it actually demonstrates a tool for breaking patriarchy, which is highlighting the contradictions. It is seeking out the breaks in the logic in order to break a spell holding you down. That is that is of the political tool set, that's basically the Flint knife. That is the equivalent. That's in terms of political thinking, that is rubbing two sticks together. But most people in this fucking country are still flinging shit at each other and thinking when there's lightning, the sky's mad at them. This movie actually does teach a good lesson. It actually does teach you how to break oppressive thinking. But people are projecting radicalism onto what is a very politically mild movie. It's just that women is that thinking that, like, you have to think of the real world and you can't live purely in idealism. You have to actually test your ideals test your theories on the real world through praxis and then grow from there. That's Barbie's whole arc, is stopping living in the fantasy and start living in reality. Ken's problem is that he lives in a fantasy that is bad for him. Kens are not respected in Barbie land. They have no real agency. Barbies have careers. They can be sanitation workers and construction workers and judges and scientists and authors and doctors and all of that. Kens have aesthetics. There's a reason why Ken isn't a lifeguard. He is just beach.
His job is beach.
Which is an extremely funny joke, but also telegraphs he doesn't do anything. He has nothing to do. So when he goes to the real world, all he does is just create a fantasy where he has agency. But his idea of agency is just having agency at all. All the Kens do under patriarchy is just dominate Barbies. They don't fulfill themselves. They don't seek any enlightenment. They don't seek any betterment of themselves or the people and their surroundings. They just want to lord over them. And I think and the Barbies win by turning that against them, by cultivating insecurity in their own power to take their agency back. And that's why Ken's whole thing at the end is saying, you know what? I'm going to find purpose. I am going to cultivate Kenergy within myself so that I will be Ken-nuff. I'm not an accessory. I am my own person. Which is
baby's first autonomy.
Yeah, literally. Which is, again, a really interesting and really important lesson young men should learn.
Absolutely. Young people in general, but yeah, a lot of young men. Hey, I'm on this internet here, and I'm seeing a lot of issues with our young men lately, actually. I think they're taking advice from some bad folks. And I think because you're Ben Shapiro or you're Jordan Peterson, you're Andrew Tate, they are selling actualization. Is what they are trying to sell you. They say, if you just do this, you are actualized. Your life will be full. It's the series finale of 30 Rock, where Jack Donaghy is like, all my pie charts are full up, but like, why aren't I fulfilled? What's going on here? What's happening? It's like, it's everyone's out there looking for fulfillment. Everybody's out there looking for God. And some people find it in, like the Christian Lord. Some people find it in Rhea Perlman, who lives in the Mattel office.
Yeah.
But like, you're trying to find some kind of God to prove why you exist.
Right.
To someone to hand you purpose, to hand you structure, to hand you substance. And if you don't find God, or you don't find Rhea Perlman, God forbid, you get it from somewhere else.
Forbid.
And often you get it bad. Because most of the people that are trying to sell you actualization are... They don't have anything for you, and it's gonna end. They're actively malicious people. No one with a true sense of self or your best interest at heart is going to look at you and be like, "I have the answer to all of your problems." No sane person would ever say that to another person under any circumstances, unless they want your money, And so everyone, you're all full of Kenergy, but it's about where you direct it.
Exactly.
Where are you going? What are you doing? What are you doing that makes you fulfilled?
You don't, and you do that by not lashing out at people, just like the Kens do. You cultivate it. You cultivate self, which Barbie does. Barbie breaks out of this, just sort of life, just kind of this life around her to, feel change, to, face challenges and cultivate a sense of self so that she's not Barbie, she is Barbara.
Right, and her whole thing over the course of the movie is I don't want anything to change. I just want to go back to when everything felt simple and right, like a lot of people experience with their own childhoods. You know what I mean?
Yep.
A lot of people are no, it wasn't rose-colored glasses. Everything was just good when I was a kid. And I don't like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles now, and that's a problem with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, not a problem with me. And they cannot get out of this cycle of their own childhood, this sort of building up your own past. It's so easy to look on any past. It's so easy for a human to look at the worst part of their life through rose-colored glasses and say actually I had it good then. When no you didn't. If you think about it for 10 seconds, you remember that, no, you didn't have it good then. It's just so easy to lie to yourself and go to what's comfortable. It's why we go back to the same wrong romantic partners, over and over and over again. And the solution is what happens to Barbie, is, you have to just grow and change to the point where you can't be in the society that you used to be in.
Exactly.
You have changed so much, you need to leave your environment.
You have to grow the fuck up. And, fables are good for children. Stories having clear lessons are good for children, because children have soup for brains that need to, be formed. They don't know how the real world works yet. They are Barbies!
Right.
Children are Barbies. And the problem we have now is we have unformed adults still seeking lessons from their movies, because it used to be expected for you to kind of know how the world works. But because our institutions have fallen, there is no script. There are no clear rules. So people either lean into the nihilism and just do whatever the fuck they want and justify it by just might makes right and will to power, or they sit and cry and scream, why doesn't anyone teach me anything, instead of getting themselves up and teaching them fucking selves. Like Ken does!
Like Ken does. Be like Ken.
You're Ken enough!
This has been a big year for me in terms of movies affecting me in a profound emotional way that the filmmakers maybe did not intend on. The last 3 movies I saw, well, I guess 3 out of 4, because one of those was Oppenheimer. Mm-hmm. The last 3 times I went to the theater to see a movie or two, I saw a movie that just affected me in a way that I'm sure they weren't planning that. Past Lives had this, where that a lot of that movie is about the experience of as an immigrant of moving to another country, and I don't know how much the filmmaker was thinking about people who've went to whole cities they've never been to before in order to try to figure out where they're at with a person. I don't know how much of that they were thinking, but as someone who's done a lot of that, Past Lives has really got me. I allude to this on my Letterboxd review of Barbie, but oh boy, wasn't I not, as a person who spent an entire year and a half in a pink room thinking about dying, was not prepared for that shoe to drop in the Barbie movie. And oh boy, did I relate to when they were doing a fun little Matrix riff when they're like, this shoe you go back to the world you lived in, this shoe you go to the future, whenever it might be. And Barbie's like, the Birkenstock, and Barbie's like, okay, take me back. I don't want to be here. Take me back. And weird Barbie being like,
you have to.
I can't remember. You have to.
You have to grow up and learn about the real fucking world.
Like, you have to. This is how it is. Let me tell you, it's really, 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 really difficult learning. And when you realize, like, your child is not what it has been made to appear to you by other folks in your environment, oh boy, is that a bitter pill to swallow. And, I've done the thing where you just surround yourself with material possessions and you're like, this will fix it. And again, let me tell you, it doesn't work. It's just, you said there's a lot of unformed people, and I think that's a really good way of putting it. But I think there's a lot of people that don't. You have to have friction to create a spark.
Yep.
And I don't think there's a lot of people who know that, or if they do know that, they don't realize that, like, yes, there might be friction in your life, but you're tunneling in the wrong direction. And I think that causes a lot of just like behavior like Ryan Gosling's in this movie, where it's just like, I look at her every day, why won't she invite me to her house? Yep. You know what I mean? Just like, it invites a lot of that kind of thinking. And I think just what has happened with this movie, I got lucky in that there are 2 jokes in the Barbie movie where I was like, okay, all right, guys, all right. And that was the woman walking by the Barbie walking by the Ken saying, can you explain Photoshop to me? And the whole bit about the Godfather. That was, that got me like, you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm off the hook because I'm not a truck guy. I'm off the hook because I'm not a horse guy. And then they do that Godfather bit. I'm like, okay, well, listen, not all men. I just immediately just like,
when I show the Godfather to someone, I sit there quietly and we enjoy the film.
Because just my feelings got hurt, and it's not, I wasn't like crying, but I was just like, oh, like that one hits a little close.
You were seen.
And I was seen and not in the most flattering light. And my wife laughed at me until they did the 7-hour BBC Pride and Prejudice joke, and then turnabout is fair play. But I just I think that's a lot of where, like, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to put it on the record because I don't care if this bums you out, listener. But, like, Ben Shapiro is a fucking twerp. He's a loser.
Oh, yeah.
He's a big dork.
No. He's a famous, like, failure in show business.
Yes.
He wrote a whole book about how no one in showbiz likes him or his ideas.
Exactly. Like, he's a twerp, and it's just, I think a lot of this, like, oh, it's so woke, blah, 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 is really, truly, it's like, I got my feelings hurt by the Barbie movie. Because they weren't expecting just, like, a literal, like, Barbie mirror showing themselves. They, like, just a little glimpse at their... And it's, I don't know, like... Again, as Kevin said, as we said, like, you were a goo goo gaga baby. If, like, this movie, like, tilted you.
Yeah.
Like, you're just a goo goo gaga baby.
I hope you fucking dropped your pacifier in your fucking Coca-Cola, you goo goo gaga baby.
You're a little baby. Baby want a baba, and I understand, but baby doesn't always get baba, and that's, and that's okay. Baby needs to learn to move on from baba, You got to kick them babies out of the nest. And I don't know, how lucky and fortunate and blessed are we to, it's a fucking commercial, but, like, to get something out of the commercial.
Yeah.
Like, when was the last time anyone ever got something out of a commercial besides, like, Folgers with Peter back in the 1970s?
Christ. Yeah, well, I got something out of that. Yeah, I mean, listen, you're talking to the, a big fan of the original, the Lego movie, right? But, like, that movie opened up a portal to hell. That movie was the fucking That's the end of Oppenheimer, where it destroyed the whole world. You know what I mean? Like
Atmospheric ignition.
The end of culture. You know what I mean? Like, but it's nice when every so often when like something that is directly following the Lego movie is actually good and nice and well made, and not a horror beyond our comprehension.
Like, a properly radical Barbie movie would not be allowed to be under the... Well, no, it wouldn't be allowed to be made under the Barbie brand. Like, if someone wanted to do a movie where Barbie, like, finds the scum manifesto, like, and like, becomes, like, a womanist...
It would be Superstar, the Karen Carpenter story directed by Todd Haynes, which Barbie struck down, which Barbie, the company, got rid of and like burned every copy of.
Wait, what movie was this?
Superstar, the first film by Todd Haynes. It's a sort of experimental film where all the characters are played by Barbie dolls.
Oh,
I got a copy. I can send you a link.
Please do.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's not even like an hour long, because actually it turns out that's a real pain in the ass to try and make a whole movie that way. But yeah,
it's a pain in the ass to make any kind of movie.
Yep, every movie's
but especially that kind. Yeah,
we got a few unreleased movies between us, huh? Yeah, we got It's hard. It's hard to finish this.
And low budget filmmaking is still high budget when you're a fucking broke ass. And you know what? I'll just fucking say it. I don't talk about it in public, but like. My unfinished movie is very much like, an unfortunate thing happened to me where I was asked, where I had to choose, like, do I put on the Birkenstocks or do I keep wearing the plastic high heels? And I go, nah. And, I made a movie with, some of my closest friends. And don't get me wrong, it's an experience that I cherish and one that I'll never forget. But what happened was like, I'll make this movie about these feelings that I feel, and then all of a sudden everything's going to be all right. And so whenever production was over, and whenever like the anniversary of that thing that bums me out rolled back around, and I felt the same way as I did before the movie about that event, like it fucking crushed me, and it was very difficult to get through. And movies are already difficult enough to make without like having two mental health crises in post production. Those are crises. That's just how it is, and it's just. I don't want to sound like a dork, but it's just like the thing that fixes that, the things that do like heal a wound in your heart isn't a mink coat, isn't a cool car, isn't like flashing your worth in a artificial way, but it's just like trying to not be a hollow Barbie head and fill that in. Become a creature that is not made of lighter, easy to produce pieces, that are interchangeable. So like with this body it's a Barbie, but with this body it's a Skipper. Like
become a well-made, handcrafted piece.
Absolutely, and it's hard work, but it's worth it. And what happens whenever you do that is whenever rough thing, and I can only assume, I don't have the plumbing to know for a fact, but like whenever like it comes to the point where like you have to do something that is unpleasant, but it's part of just like the experience, like going to see your gynecologist, like you can approach it with like a warmth, and you can approach it like a happiness, with a happiness, because it's no longer part of a big pile of things. It's just its own individual thing.
It's the joy
because
of routine
you did the work.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely the joy of routine maintenance. I like that. And how lucky we are to get this from a commercial. And also how lucky we are to have a cultural event in which one takes part in culture.
Yeah.
Previous to this, like cultural events were like, well, we're all getting together at Steve's house and we're watching the Super Bowl. We're watching a game. But this cultural phenomenon, Barbenheimer, that's taken the world that is not Asian-speaking countries by storm. Barbie uses the 9- line in that map of the U.S. and the world, and that's not cool.
Weird Barbie does that. You know, she has a lot of political theories.
It's weird.
Barbie does not recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel.
Oh boy. How cool was it that like we had a cultural event that took the world by storm where everyone got up and took part in culture.
Yeah.
Where we went to a movie theater and took in culture and like
a shared cultural experience.
I had
ain't that something?
I had work Monday and I was on set, and the number one like topic of conversation between takes was like, what do you think of Oppenheimer? What do you think of Barbie? The first, like, just like how Kevin, Justin, and myself do a pre-roll where we spend 40 minutes talking about the Reefs before a pod. The first
That's not wasted time.
The first 5-10 minutes of my like counseling session this morning was talking with my counselor about how much we both enjoyed the Barbie movie and like, you know, how we responded to it and things like that. Like, how cool is it to like, as I said, like to have a cultural event about culture where a group like where we all took in culture and thought about it with our brains and analyzed. Did you like this one? Did you like that one? I like how this one did this. I like how that one did that. What order do you know, just like conversation about what order we take them. Like, that's cool. That kind of shit doesn't ever happen anymore. And that's, you know, I think the closest thing we've had to that ever is, do you see white and gold or do you see black and blue when you look at the dress? And like, wow, like it's cool that we got something way meatier with more meat to sink our teeth into, than that with Barbenheimer. That's cool.
That's cold, Jay.
That's cold, Jay. He has something. Barbenheimer is a good experience, and Barbie is a good movie, and so is Oppenheimer.
Ain't that something? Two movies that people were excited about and wanted to see came out on the same day, and it broke everyone's brains. They're just so not used to getting back in the 90s. This was de rigueur. It happened fucking every week, basically.
And
you know, they put out
See, two
there was
movies
like
in the same week. Yeah.
counter programming is like a tried and true method at the box office, but because like studio contracts are such where like if you want to get the new Ant-Man movie, you have to clear out 80% of your theater for it contractually, whether or not you'd make more money screening other movies in those slots instead, you know?
Movie theaters have now become the way of like the airlines where they just broker territory now instead of actually just offering competing services.
Ugh. That's wretched what you just said, but so true. Justin, you got your finger on the cultural button once again.
I always do.
yucky.
You always you struck oil, baby.
Black
it's gross.
gold.
Anyway,
Texas tea.
if you are somehow listening to this like 2 weeks after these movies came out and you ain't seen them, big ol' recommendation.
What are you
from three of us.
fucking doing? Get
been
off
busy?
your ass. What
are you doing? You fucking
break,
taxes? Come on.
Organize a facility break. Get out there with your bros. Much like how Jack Nicholson took everyone fishing and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yes.
Get out there and go watch Barbenheimer.
Throw a sink through the window and run.
Yes.
Don't walk to Barbenheimer.
Chew on your
listen,
juicy
you gotta
fruit.
space it out, you know, have a meal in between or something.
Yeah,
you have
dude.
to have
like
a
little
break.
bit of time.
You need a cool down.
I don't think under any circumstances watching 5 straight hours of media is good for the human brain. I think you need to take a walk.
And it's not good to sit down that long anyway.
Yep.
Yeah,
No,
like,
it sure isn't. Yeah, take a walk around the block at least, you know.
My wife and I, we
Grab a
went and
chicken
saw
sandwich.
it together. I was very surprised because my wife is a normal person and not someone who would normally like have a good time. Like their idea of a good time isn't spending 6 hours in a movie theater. But whenever
My girlfriend, same way.
whenever they said let's do both, I was pleasantly surprised. It meant I got to see Barbenheimer sooner than I thought I was going to be able to, which ruled. But we saw Oppenheimer. We went and got ourselves a little tiny lunch. We went and saw Barbie at a different theater, so we had a little bit of a drive, just where we could like, so it felt like just make it feel like a break, but also like more time to sit and think about Oppenheimer, on our way too.
Also see the sun for a little bit.
Yeah,
a literal change of pace. And then we went to we saw Barbie at the Broadway Theater in Salt Lake City, the best theater in Salt Lake City, and it always shakes out with new releases at Broadway where your movie starts at 4:30. The doors will not open until 4:25. And so you're just sitting in the lobby with a bunch of strangers. And it was great because everyone was getting their picture in the little stand. But everyone was also talking like, so you've already seen Oppenheimer? What do you think? Oh, you're seeing Oppenheimer next? What were you thinking? It was just like
correct.
For not since the days of Pokemon Go have there been people just like bonding over like, oh yeah, I can't believe it. I got an Alakazam. Just like talking about their experiences and how they chose the day. And that's I don't know, it was a really cool time, and anyone who has not had that experience yet, I think you're really missing out. And if you've not had that experience because you're afraid of the Barbie movie hurting your feelings, you're a goo goo gaga baby. J. Robert Oppenheimer would not feel as bad about the nuclear war because he knew you'd be gone. He know that it'd blow you up. Yeah, that's my thoughts.
When your wife drives you to go see Oppenheimer, she have to put you in car seat. You can't open that bottle of pills on your own. You need your wife to.
And you just react to Oppenheimer the same way that a Furby does, and go, "Ooh, loud sound."
Close face.
Close face. Me sleep again. Just like
I am death. Destroyer of worlds.
Death.
Until somebody builds a bigger Furby.
Until someone builds a.
Until some Furby. Wretched Hungarian commissions a bigger Furby.
Commissions a bigger Furby.
We must get this Furby wet so it may multiply.
I hear they're working on a Furby that looks like Gizmo from the Gremlins movie. Oh my god.
My god. The Soviets have developed a Shelby.
Speaking of Oppenheimer, movie trivia.
Oh wow.
Did you guys know that this is true? That Matt Damon and his wife, who I wish them the best. I hope they're doing well. They've been in couples counseling, and Matt Damon, as a way to like work through all this, said like, "Hey, this is important to me. I'm not going to take another movie role while we work on this, unless Christopher Nolan offers me something."
And Nolan was at the door with a cup to his ear, listening to this conversation.
And he said,
his old Interstellar buddy.
And then, much like J. Robert, Nolan, as Matt Damon's like doing his scenes, and Nolan is just seeing like the destruction of a marriage play out in front of him. But yeah, I learned that whenever I was reading about J. Robert Oppenheimer.
Raindrops rippling out through a divorce, like cascading through like a family breaking up.
Both good movies.
Both good movies. Check them out, folks. The movies, they're great. I love them. I like that people are actually excited about them for once.
Absolutely. I know, like, it's fun to hope and wish and dream that, like, Hollywood would be like, oh, shit, people turn out for good movies, and where we let filmmakers just be them. But
in classic Hollywood fashion, they will think it means we want movies based on toys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just like how Inception came out and was a huge hit, and Hollywood's takeaway was like, okay, loud blows and trailers, okay, that's all we need to know. Just like whenever Deadpool came out, like, okay, R-rated superhero movies, got it. It's just like
These
Hollywood is
boneheads learn.
so
And,
quick
well, no,
to
I would love
mistake
to,
a fresh
I would
of
love
breath
to meet
air
the
for
clinical
anything else.
psychopaths who actually give into Saw Patrol, where they see the new Saw and Paw Patrol movies, so that we can capture them in a butterfly net and take them back to the facility.
Defund Paw Patrol.
Saw Patrol is a fucking trap. You're gonna walk into the theater and you're gonna fall into like a big
No.
pit.
What happens is they go into the theater and a man in a
Jigsaw.
white lab coat comes out and says, "There is no double feature. We are here to take you to the facility. You are clearly
Oh, the
unwell."
facility, no.
The facility.
Anywhere but the fucking facility.
Oh no. And are the Saw Patrol in the room with you right now? I know
There's a fundamental problem with Saw Patrol in that the appeal of Barbenheimer was that you could go see both movies, but the demos of those movies are too different. You can't.
Mm-hmm.
Paw Patrol is for like people who are offended by Barbie.
Yeah.
You know, need like something softer.
Something that also supports something for children that also supports our boys in blue.
Yeah,
Paw Patrol is for literal.
Saw
babies.
is for like 13-year-olds. It's too different. The ages are too different.
I that is one thing that like I'm so worried that like folks are going to try to like duplicate this Barbenheimer thing and try to
They
do like
definitely are.
and just like, oh my god, I can't believe you guys aren't going to see. This is a bad example. The first thing that came to my mind is Flintstones, where it's both the Flintstones and the Jetsons in the same. But that's actually
counter
good.
programming. I feel like
Yeah.
you're just jamming up your own
No,
box
Vern,
office.
it's the Reefermans.
The Reefermans, that's right, where they see the Fablemans or the Reefs and then the Fablemans. Good double features: Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Licorice Pizza. Lost in Translation and Her. Any more we're thinking? Good double features.
I once pulled the only double feature I'd done before Barbieheimer was Battle Angel Alita and Captain Marvel.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay.
See someone as an SJW.
Oh, sorry. There's someone at the door. It's the doctors. I have to go back to the facility.
Back to the facility.
Yeah.
Back to the facility.
Years and years and years ago, I did, and this is a true story, I did the first Avatar, followed by Up in the Air starring George Clooney.
Yo, hell yeah.
Followed by Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey.
Wow,
Jr.
triple
I did
feat.
3. And that was a terrible idea. Not
Yeah,
good.
that's an awful. That sounds wretched.
That was
And I enjoy most, if not all, of those movies. But yeah, that sounds miserable.
But in the same day, are you kidding me?
That's too many movies.
That's too many.
That is too many.
Too many. I can't think of anything else.
No, I think we said what needs to be said.
Yeah.
Both movies are
This
good.
is the final text on Barbie.
The
We've
last
said
one.
everything. Don't say anything more. This is the last one. We did it.
We did it.
No need for anybody to keep going about this.
I'm probably gonna go buy because they've got Barbie and Ken dolls where they're wearing the wardrobe from the movie, and I'm probably gonna go buy at least one of those. Sorry, but
Listen,
they're cute. I want
whatever.
something to remember the fun day with.
Yeah, whatever works. Yeah, with the theater I went to, they had mocked up some like Oppenheimer Ken doll and like a Barbie.
Oh, that's cute. I love that. I remember seeing
was-
that on your feed. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cute. Fun. I don't know. Everybody had fun. Everybody was just having a nice day. You know, maybe you got a little sick of the memes before the movies came out, but then you had a real nice day.
Yeah.
It was nice. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh.
Next time we're gonna be talking Turt.
Hurtin' for a turtin'.
Hurting for a turtin'. Did you guys dress up when you saw Barbenheimer?
No. I went right after work.
Fair enough. Yeah, you were doing a sort of gentleman's dinner kind of situation. To follow up an 8-hour workday with a quick 6 hours of movies.
Yes. I'm very glad I went with friends.
Oh, that was good. I'm glad. I have a Greta Gerwig T-shirt that I'm.
Oh, tasteful.
That was me, but it was sweaty. It's in the hamper. I could get it if you boys want to see it. But,
No, clean
I have a
it,
Greta
please.
Gerwig T-shirt. And that is what I wore. It is sweaty because it was very hot on Barbenheimer Day, and we did a lot of walking to get to brunch. It was, it was a whole thing.
Nicole and I dressed up. Nicole wore this like neon colored she had this like MTV track jacket and like neon and like a pink baseball cap and same color scheme as her windbreaker like running shorts. I did all pink ensemble, pink dress pants, and I have a pink SpongeBob Hawaiian shirt. And I realized how horribly insensitive this was, but I had to do that one because Bikini Bottom, where SpongeBob lives, is underneath Bikini Atoll, where they tested all the nuclear weapons after World War II. But I wanted to be a part of the thing and dress up.
The movement.
Anyway, yeah, we're talking Turts next month. I'm excited to look at that movie.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, that's what we said about this one. We're like excited to look at it, and then it turned out it was really good. I don't know if the Turts will be the same way, but I'll find out here in the next calendar week. Probably that movie comes out extremely soon.
Does it really? Oh my gosh, yeah, it does.
Comes out on the 2nd.
On the 2nd?
Yeah. So like next Wednesday.
Holy shit!
By like the time this podcast is dropping.
Oh my gosh,
we could be talking Turts.
Right on
like,
time.
Already,
right on time.
August.
Turtle time.
Pizza time.
O'clock. Pizza time. Amazing. If you made it to the end of this episode, again, God bless you. God bless you. If you made it to the end of this episode, at me on social media or get in my DMs and say, we listened to your episode in the facility.
They pipe it in.
That's the code phrase. So I know who the real...
Like Andy Dufresne in the Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, right.
And
Play it over the loudspeakers as
drops a
Finally,
needle
some real
triumphant
culture.
moment.
on a vinyl pressing of this podcast.
Listen, okay, boys, I want you to hear me out here. After, we start putting out these specials that we've been making, if there are like 10 idiots who would buy it, I think we do like a double-sided LP with like the Marios for babies on one side and the movies for Barbies on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
I think
or actually, what if we did the Super Mario Brothers live action and the Super Mario
double Mario disc.
Somewhere around here, down with the rest of the vinyl, we have Hollywood Handbook did an episode that was exclusively on vinyl. And the only way you can buy it is buying this record, and it is really cool. So maybe we do a movies for babies on like high fidelity.
We do live to tape.
Yeah, that you can only get on. Yeah. That might be.
We do like an Italian neo-realist film like Bicycle Thieves.
Yeah, we get really.
When we can have the big debate. Which translation is more accurate? Bicycle thieves plural or bicycle thieves singular?
It's
plural. That we have a spirited discussion about that. I'm into it.
I will fucking throw down on plural.
Oh, not me, baby.
And I'll moderate.
We're gonna get a Ouija board and bring back Visconti and ask him.
Weigh in. But none of us speak Italian.
Okay, fine. I'll be the medium for Visconti to speak
Good.
Yes, please. And we're all just fucking puking our guts out afterwards, and because we just encountered a character from another plane of existence.
A possession.
Yeah,
we've learned that the afterlife is real. We're recording a stupid fucking
podcast.
Satan must exist.
You'll know. The energy in the podcast will abruptly change when we all feel like the cold lightning of a specter passing through us.
The spirit leaves me, and I look to you two, ashen face, sweat pouring off my body as I tell you, boys, I've been to hell, and it's Catholic.
Yeah, and And it's just for the rest of our lives.
Case scenario.
For the rest of our lives, we have this, like, every once in a while, this sporadic, very bitter metal taste in our gums from whenever we encountered a spirit. And that's just something that we have to, and we can go through our faith crisis. We're like, well, we've experienced firsthand proof of an afterlife.
I guess I'll start being Jewish, I guess.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be all fun for the vinyl, I
That'd
think.
be good. Yeah, that'll be really good. So that's fun. We just need to like know the exact number of people who would buy it.
Yes.
We each get a copy for our posterity, for our lineage.
To be played upon my death.
If there's people who will buy it, I'll tell how much of my bit about the effects of talking with folks beyond the grave is legitimate. I'll share with you how much of that is pulled from real life experiences.
Recording
but we
podcast
have
to be played at my funeral, an exclusive funeral podcast cannot hear anywhere else.
I like
and
it, yeah.
And it's not about like my loved ones. It's not about my hopes and regrets. It'll be about like Good Burger.
It's about like the straight to VHS McDonald's movie.
No, yes. Yes, no, I will do that now. I will talk that now.
Ronald Scared Silly or whatever.
Yeah, no, the fucked up ones by Klasky Chuspo, the like Rocket Power Rugrats studio.
My grieving widow having to hear her my last words be, and so like Mick Kids for the Nintendo had this interesting 2-player mode where
all your loved ones, your friends, your collaborators surrounding your dead body as you talk about like Grimace getting rimmed, as I assume we would.
Did you guys?
No. Knowing us, it would be about how the Hamburglar does either the JFK assassination or 9/11.
Oh yeah, of course. What was I thinking?
That tracks.
We would die. I would die Hamburglar to Manson so fucking fast, dude.
And just I'm doing some sort of bit about referring to Hamburglar as like 24601.
Written on the wall instead of Helter Skelter is Robble.
Robble. Die, Fry Guys, die.
Alright, I got a caffeinate. I have a cold brew in me. Let's fucking Barbie, baby. Hi, I am Movies for Babies listener, Kat Scott. You can find me on other TV's Kevin Lanigan projects. I heard that you all were discussing Barbie. And I am famously non-binary. And I had many thoughts about Barbie. It'll be interesting listening to a group of quirky men recap Barbie. I'm looking forward to hearing this episode. I've spoken to TV's Kevin Lanigan a bit about my thoughts about Barbie, I believe, or I just have talked to many people about it, and so therefore it's on my mind. I saw it opening night on Thursday at the Grove in Los Angeles, a popular location to see films, especially monoculture moments, and everyone was dressed up in pink. There were the girls, gays, and theys, mostly gays and girls. There were probably some theys sprinkled around like me. I went as Ken, Beach Ken, which was fitting given the plot, and I went with my high school friend Susie. Everyone was wearing a cute little outfit. There were TikTokers outside cutting together little TikTok snippets. That's the high Barbie trend. And there was, I think, like $75 convertible, like collectible convertibles available for purchase. There were little like floaties that you could put your drinks in, but those were sold out by the time we tried to get drinks. So it was just kind of like excellent vibes across the board. it felt kind of like when a Harry Potter movie was coming out. I hadn't quite experienced a cinematic moment like that since more fabricated traditional ones like Rocky Horror. And when I came out of it, that's my going in impression and leaving impression before I even talk about the piece. Is leaving it, I felt like I had just been to Rocky Horror. It was that level of audience engagement, interactivity, camaraderie. We really felt like we were in community with each other enjoying this. So then the film. Sure. So Greta Gerwig is a director, and she got to direct this. And Margot Robbie is a producer, and she got to produce this, and she also got to star in it. And Margot Robbie is a star. I was listening to some podcast that was sort of roasting how, I can't remember which one it was, but basically it was like, Margot Robbie has the same star power as any other celebrity. It's like, give the reviews have been like, give Ryan Gosling an Oscar and like rising movie star Margot Robbie. But she's been around since fucking Wolf on Wall Street, and she produced this too. So Margot Robbie superstar, and obviously nobody but Margot Robbie could play this role. And it was really funny to have that director's bit in Barbie that was like, note to director, don't cast Margot Robbie for that part. Because I, in that moment, was like, I can't believe they're doing this right now. I can't believe they're trying to make us feel like Margot Robbie is ugly. I loved all of the kind of winks to camera during the macho era of like learning, like mansplaining Photoshop and taking off the glasses and explaining The Godfather. These are all bits that I've done myself, and I just felt so seen by the film for including that. I would say, like, big picture, this film is, I've been saying this movie is a masterclass in explaining what the patriarchy is to children and what like third wave feminism is to children, and what kind of feminists they might meet. They might meet the bimbo, sex worker friendly, beauty standard friendly ones, or they might have this more like cynical, like the teens, that group of tweens that were characters. That perspective is also included, and I like that they kind of honored both perspectives. One, like the ignorance of the white girl feminism, Barbie privilege, and then sort of the super cynical nature of like shitting on Barbie culture. I thought that this is a children's movie. And I have to keep coming back to that. Yes, it was like made for like nostalgia and stuff, but like that's, you know, they did that, and that is helpful. It would be helpful as a child to have seen this movie. The Ken of it all. I think the Ken of it all was fantastic. Sometimes a little much. I think this movie is camp by definition. I think we finally have camp, but it's also funny. It's a little satirical and it's camp. It's like it's a tough to strike that balance, and I think this movie did. Did I think it was a good movie, plot, like story, etc.? No, but I think it was an immersive experience, and I think it was a community experience. I think I'm gonna do drag to I'm Just Ken. I think Sam Smith covers the like manly song, which is awesome because Sam Smith is not a man. So there's a lot of like kind of winks and nudges to queerness. What I kind of really didn't like is that still the thesis of this film was like, there are men and there are women. And there are women that can do things like men can do. And there are men that should feel more comfortable doing women things. But there was actually like no non-binary. It was like so binary in a way that it was like, I don't know, it was like purposefully absent of like trans experience. There was, yes, a trans actress in it, but her role in that is not to be like noticeably trans. Like, she's a woman, and that's the thesis. Like, trans women are women. Correct. She's binary. And there was just like no gender variance, anything. And I get that in a way, but I also just think, like, if you're going to make such a gender TM movie, like, why not have just like 1%, 5%, a small moment of non-binary? I think the closest we had was Weird Barbie, and I think the loudest I laughed in the whole film was the montage sequence of destroying the Barbie, because that was my experience, and that is the queer / non-binary experience of Barbie. Many of us were like, that's an early queer route to like completely fuck up a Barbie and just do nasty stuff with it. I also think there was an opportunity to acknowledge lesbianism in Barbie and how that is huge, and making your Barbies kiss is a huge part of early queer, early lesbian experiences, and finding community in that. There was not even a hint. Not that this movie needs to have everything, and it definitely doesn't need to have characters for everything. It's just, it was so deliberate in some ways that you're like, it deliberately didn't do this. And yeah, somebody said to me, like, and I don't know if that's true, that Greta Gerwig is not a feminist, or has identified as not a feminist. Sure, and I could see how they would, how this movie, yeah, I could. Okay, also, I know it completely left out America Ferrera. Yes, she did a great little monologue at the end, but that whole part 3 was not for me. By then, I was kind of like, okay, I'm just kind of here for the colors and the vibes, and no longer the plot. Lost the plot for me. So, like, cool. Good. Like, much like Avatar. Barbie. Oh, shit. I just realized I've been recording these with the fan on the whole time. I'm so sorry, everyone. Anyway, it's textural. It's atmospheric. It's... What was I saying? You can edit this if you want, Kevin. Oh, with monoculture, you have to, and much like Avatar, you have to kind of, you're casting a wide net of audience. You want like all the audience. And so I understand if had to keep things real simple. I loved that Ken wasn't interested in the patriarchy when it wasn't about horses anymore. I think they had fun with Ken. I think Ken going into the real world and it being centered around men, I thought that was a really smart reversal when it first happened. I was like, oh, cool. That's cool that that's what this movie is about. Because we didn't really know. And I thought all the other Barbies were fun. But it was still kind of like one beat the whole time. And that's probably on purpose. But anyway, I'm pointing out things that, like, I understand why they're there. They just didn't really work for me. And as someone with ADHD, there are just some things that when I, like, check out, I'm checked out. And I'm not really in the movie anymore. And then I come back in. And ultimately, in my opinion, doesn't really matter about Barbie. It's not going to change anything. I'm pretty sure it's like breaking records or whatever. But interesting commentary on consumerism and kind of critiquing consumerism, and yet like Barbie was branded for every possible brand, beauty brand, like towel brand, anything you can brand, things that I didn't even think you could brand as Barbie. There was a gravity bong that was branded as Barbie, I think, or they just were like doing the pink thing. Anyway, I'm just, everyone's gonna buy stuff, and there's still gonna be so much plastic in these landfills with Barbie, but that's okay. And I think for art, yep, yeah, it's a movie. I didn't see Oppenheimer. I will say that. I haven't seen it. So this is just like a purely Barbie informed approach. It is not informed by like seeing both at the same time. And I related to the existential dread. I like that she goes to gynecologist, but that whole like 20 minutes leading up to that, I wasn't really there anymore. So like the whole like white space nothingness thing, that was not for me. That was not for me. And when people came out and was like, I cried like 3 times, I had to like think back and be like, what points do people cry in this movie? Maybe the America Ferrero thing? I don't know. But it was giving Women's March 2017. But a film. And that's my thesis.
Said I don't know if I've ever been good enough. I'm a little bit rusty and I think my head is caving in. And I don't know if I've ever been real in love. But hand that's touched me and I feel like something's got to give. And I'm a little bit angry. Well, this ain't over. No, not here, no. No, well, I still need you around. You don't own me. We might change, yeah. Yeah, we just might feel good. I wanna push you around. Well, I will. Well, I will. I wanna push you down. Well, I will. Well, I will. I wanna take you from ground down. I wanna take you from ground down. Yeah, yeah. Highway. She said I don't know why everyone lied to me. Cause I'm a little untrusting when I think that the truth is gonna hurt you. And I don't know why you couldn't just stay with me. Couldn't stand to be near me when my face don't seem to wanna shine. Cause I'm a little bit dirty, oh well. Just stand there saying nice things to me. I've been cheated, I've been wrong with you. You don't know me, yeah, I can't change. I won't do anything at all. I wanna push you around. Well, I will, well, I will. I wanna push you down. Well, I will, well, I will. I wanna take you from ground down. I wanna take you from ground down. Yeah, well, I will. Oh, don't phone me over. Just wait a minute. Well, it kinda fell apart
please tell your friends about this show.